live. And yeah, thanks everybody for coming. If you're watching the replay, thank you for doing that. If you're watching live, thanks for coming. Pretty excited about it. Charles should be joining us shortly. So this is just kind of a winging it free talk. It's what we want more of in romance. That can be as serious as representation and as small as I like the specific meet cute. I really want more. If you have book recommendations for anything that we talk about, we definitely want them. And Bree mentioned specifically to kind of point out whatever we're talking about, it exists. And it probably exists in many, many books. So either we already have read it and have loved it, or we just want more of it. And again, if you have recommendations for it, we're happy to hear them. So if you guys could start with Bree and circle around, just introduce yourself, your channel, and kind of the main content that you cover.
So I'm Bree. My channel's in Love and Words, and I talk a lot about romance, obviously. Mostly contemporary romance is what I read.
Is it me?
Lisa.
Oh, okay, we're going down. Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa. I talk about romance too. And wait, what was the question? We just introduced ourselves?
Yes, it's you. It's just...
okay. Yeah, I talk about romance just like everybody here. Happy to be here to talk about everything else.
Okay, I'm Tori. My channel is Novel Life. I also post a lot of romance content. I'll throw in a historical fiction every once in a while, but mostly romance, and the different subgenre of romance depends on my mood. That's just how it goes. But it's a lot of romance.
All right. I'm Heather from Hey Booktubes. You found my channel, even if you found me because of my guest. This is my channel, so you found me. I do a lot of recommendation videos, a lot of discussion videos. I'm starting to add in multiple vlogs. It's unfortunate. A lot of rants. Listen, the amount of rants, I kid you not, the amount of rants I spare you people from. You should be grateful. All right, Charles, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and your channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Charles. My channel is Books on Stereo, and I primarily read romance.
All right.
Did I miss anything?
You all are the worst. Honestly, okay, listen.
If the disrespect right now.
You're all just like, hi, this is my channel. I read romance. Okay, listen.
What do you want from us?
Bree gives super emotional recommendations. She says it's a little bit emotional. Prepare to just sob your eyes out, okay? It's a lot. She gives those and wild wacky ones sometimes. Lisa, lots of historical. She has super creative video ideas, and her thumbnails are always just I wish I could do that, but I don't because I'm lazy. Also, if you have any interest in TikTok as a thing, doesn't even matter if you want to create it. Watch her TikTok video. It's the best thing.
Tiny mic.
Oh my god.
Where's
it's the
mic?
best thing.
Where's the mic, Lisa?
It's on the floor.
Oh
there.
my gosh.
Beautiful.
The pinky.
$12 on Amazon. Anybody wants it?
Oh.
It works. I just never used it. I just never plugged it in.
Which cracks me up so much. Tori reads a lot of mafia. We actually have very similar tastes, I feel like. We have a lot of similar tastes. Disagree on some things. And Tori and Bree both read a lot of disability recs. So if you want disability recommendations, there is a constant on their channel. And Charles listens to audiobooks all the time. I can't believe that wasn't even part of your spill. It's audiobooks with him. So if you want audiobook recommendations, that's probably Charles.
I am actually reading books now.
Yes, and we're very proud of you. Very proud.
I'm
okay. Let's get started. If you guys want to say stuff in the comments, you can. And I will probably ignore you while trying to see you. It's okay. But Bree, let's let you go first. Well, you can still remember your 3 things.
Oh gosh, why do I have to go first? I told you I know
3 things.
Okay, what was one of the things that well, obviously chronic illness rep. I think Tori will agree with me. We'd love to see chronic illness rep, especially in romance novels. And I think for me, what I would like to see more of when we're showing chronic illness rep is people dealing with it naturally, because that's how I am dealing with it. By the way, I have multiple sclerosis, in case you didn't know. And typically when you have multiple sclerosis, you're put on immunosuppressants. But I decided to try and go the natural route first and see if I could take care of my flare-ups and symptoms that way. And it's been very successful for over a year and a half now. And I would just love to see that in romance novels, not just so that people can learn a little bit more about the chronic illness itself and what people deal with day to day, but also dealing with it naturally, because I feel like it's so unknown. Like, people don't realize that there are ways that you can like change your diet, change your lifestyle to be able to treat whatever autoimmune disease or anything that you have. And I would love for that to be more widely known. Especially because, as I was going through the diagnosis process, that was never told to me by doctors. I figured that all out myself by reading books and like talking to friends and finally finding a more homeopathic doctor. So, initially going through it, I had no idea. So I love that information to be readily available in a like more consumable format like romance that has a happily ever after, because a lot of times when we talk about chronic illness, it's a sad story, and especially if someone has something like where I have MS, it usually ends very sad. So I like the idea of combining romance with that, so you have that happily ever after, but you're also getting good information.
Right. Lisa?
Okay. Wait, am I supposed to comment on what Bree wants, or are we just like going around?
Are you going to disagree with her? Like, what are you going to comment on?
Am I supposed to comment and be like, Bree, I totally understand, and I totally want to read more. Like, am I supposed to?
No, you can.
Just jump into what I want.
You can comment on anything. Like, if you guys have a response to each other, we're more than welcome to divert. But
actually, you know what? Maybe I should give a couple of recs for books that I have found that have it.
Absolutely.
So, Real by Kennedy Ryan was the first book that I ever read that had chronic illness rep, and she was also trying to deal with it naturally. Mm-hmm. Now, there are definitely huge trigger warnings in this book. It's super emotional, and some very, very intense stuff happens that relate to her chronic illness, and it definitely took me on a roller coaster. But Real is a really great one. Talia Hibbert writes a ton of books with all sorts of chronic illness rep, and Talia Hibbert also has POTS, I think she has lupus, she has a few others, so its own voices. And then, of course, you have Chloe Leese, who has a lot of disability rep and chronic illness rep. She had a book that had RA. And then Tori, you read a couple of books recently that you found.
Yeah, I just read one by Kristen Granada, which I've read. Actually, it was a fighter romance by her before years ago. And I just so happened to follow her again. And she just came out with a book called Someone You Love, but that's more disability. He didn't have a chronic illness. But I do read, there's a ton I could, you named all pretty much the big authors or whatever, but someone asked for celiac and IBS. I don't have a rec for celiac. I would love to find more of that, because I'm gluten-free, but that's more of a choice to be because of how I'm dealing with my chronic illness. But our friend, all of our friends, Avery from Avery Loves Books, she does have celiac disease too. So I know really does search for books like that. And for IBS, I just read one called With You Forever by Chloe Leese. And that one, the main female character has IBS. It's this ulcerative colitis. I can never say that right.
Ulcerative colitis?
Yeah, that one. I can never say it right. But that one comes out September 14th, so it's not too long. But that one, Chloe Leese is a big author for disability and chronic illness, and she has that book coming out too. So that one I thought was really good. She does chronic illness representation really, really well. So if you're looking for one, that one's coming out soon.
And any with like a special diet, like you have a special diet, because it's such a big part of your life. And I feel like that could be really interesting, especially like if you had, I don't know, like I want someone to write this book where the hero's like a chef and he like cooks her food because she's really struggling emotionally with like what to eat, because I went through such that was like after getting diagnosed and then deciding to deal with it naturally, I went on super, super restrictive diet, and I had breakdowns all the time. I mean, you talk about getting hangry, but nothing I could eat was readily available. I had to cook every single meal, and, you know, I'm a working mom and I had a lot of things going on, and it was just so hard to eat like that. And I think a romance like that would be so beautiful. Like even if he wasn't a chef, but just someone who helps with that kind of thing, I would love to see that.
Jack Harvin has been pretty open about his struggles on Twitter, and so some of his books, I think, have some representation. Armed Virtues has quite a bit of representation because he has kind of undiagnosed chronic illness at this point.
Process.
Yeah.
And
I reached out to him on Twitter because I was reading
I saw you.
book. And I was like, what is the name of this disease? Because it's not really mentioned. And I was really confused. I was like, why is he not mentioning this? He was like, it's actually my journey and I don't have a diagnosis yet. And this is just generally what they told me. And I was like, that is so cool that you put yourself in a book like that that's represented that way. So you're truly writing it like as an own voices like that. But it's your journey of how you can go through the diagnosis process as well as putting it in a book. That was really
I like seeing the diagnosis process too, because that's like a whole other nightmare.
Yeah, and I was going to say, you guys have been so open about the fact that getting a diagnosis isn't always easy. So just having representation where they already got that part would be incomplete. Christina C. Jones also has quite a bit of disability and chronic illness representation in her books.
And do they mention it in the synopsis, and that's how you guys find these?
No. Christina C. Jones, I swear to God, I love that woman with my whole entire being, but I never understand what her books are about based on the synopsis. Like, I have no idea. So now.
So you guys just kind of like walk in blind and just find a pot of gold, or like?
Well, actually, Christina C. Jones, Mina Reeds, like last year, recommended her as an author, and I've been going through her backlist for like over a year. She has like a bajillion books. So the ones with disability and chronic illness, I just read because I was reading her, and I've been in quite a few. If you want chronic illness, though, specifically her book, I made Tori read it. I feel like Catch Me If You Can, isn't it?
No, I'm trying to think of the name.
Didn't we say something about opening Goodreads? All right, Lisa, you can move on to something else, and I will find my title.
All right. For me, I don't know. I think like the easiest topic to think about is like more diversity in romance. I mean, obviously publishers are hearing it out and doing a lot better job this year with a lot more romances that feature all different cultures and different types of people. I guess that was like my biggest thing that happened like these past 2 years, where I just wanted to see more of me in my romance novels, because I was just like, we get everybody, but like we don't get, I guess, like Asians. And then I was just like, I need more. But then this fall we have like so many romances featuring Asian characters from different Asian countries, which is like really exciting. So that's what.
Cool.
Yeah, I would like to see biracial also. I mean, that's in a lot, but I like seeing that too. Like whenever I see that, and especially I really liked the Shadow and Bone, like the TV show, because of the biracial rep in it, and I really felt that. And what the actress who plays the main character, I forget her name, but she did like a whole post talking about how, you know, her whole life she was like, well, am I more white? Am I more Asian? Like, and fighting with those two sides, but saying, no, I am both. Like, I am not one or the other. I am not more of one or the other. I am both. So I love hearing that. I'm biracial too. That's why I mentioned that.
I think We Move has a biracial character, if I'm not mistaken. Does it?
What is it?
We Move by Kenny Ryan?
Yes, I think so.
I think it does. I think it's a hero, if I'm not mistaken, is biracial.
Yeah, there are some good ones in romance for sure. I love
Jack
Queen
Harbin
Move.
has that too.
Mm-hmm.
If I can ever find this book, I can't. All right, does anybody else have anything else while I continue to scroll through? Oh, no, it was... No, it's relationship goals.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
The hero has a chronic illness, and
he has sickle cell. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's basically hey, I really like you, but like being in a relationship with me, like just because you like me it's not going to be enough. Like, do you want to get into this? Which I love. Side note, there's a Taylor Swift song. There's a Taylor Swift song called Peace that is literally like, hey, being in a relationship with me, like there's going to be problems that you have to deal with that maybe aren't the best. And is that a deal that you want to take anyways? And that can be true for your mental health. That can be true because of any of the issues in life. But literally it's like, hey, you literally might have a happier life if you're with somebody else, but like, do you want to stay with me? Which I always think of that book. I think it's infants.
Yeah, the caretaker aspect of that is interesting.
Okay.
Going off of that, I guess I could say we want more, I would want more like realistic, like relationships in romance, if that makes sense. Like I found more recently a lot more of them because I searched them out. But like, I feel like in romance, it's always like fluffy and yeah, we're just meant to be together and it'll work out. Relationships are fucking hard and they take a ton of work. And you have to like choose to love that person every single day. It's not like you're just like, oh, it's so easy. Like there's hard days and then there's good days. Don't get me wrong. There's good days. And then there's bad days and you're just like, fuck. Like not only are you dealing with your stuff, you have another person that's dealing with their life. And then if you have life together and you're going down that path, like that's like hard. And I found a couple, I can't think of them off the top of my head. I'll go through my Goodreads really quick. But I love that part of it. And it's not like ever in the blurb. You can't just read that and expect to find it. So you have to actually read the book to find that and then like, oh yeah, I love this. So I'm looking for more. If anyone has that, because I love the realistic aspect of relationship.
I like that too. I mean, like I've read very few of romance novels where our couples are already established from the very beginning, but then they have issues like, Undercover, the Bromance Book Club, the first one, they're married, but then like relationship troubles, they have to like work everything out. And that was like very interesting to like watch. And then Tessa Bailey did one too. And that one was really good too, where they had to actually go to like a therapist to like talk about like their
I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Loser,
and
right?
Yep, Love Her Loser.
And like I guess like it would be really nice to see more of those like realistic romances, like you mentioned, where the couples are not always bantering.
Yeah, like
but they're actually
funny. Like that's funny, and I love reading that. But like, I just read Maybe Next Time for the Dark Romance Readathon, and by Christina C. Jones. And in that, I think it's like because Heather, she picked it out. Thank you, Heather. I knew she was looking for that. I liked it because they were married and they had to like. I mean, it's a super short novella, but they literally had to like force themselves together to work through their shit and like just figure it out and have really tough conversations. And they chose to stay together rather than going through with a divorce. And I like that aspect because it shows how like realistic it is. Because that's usually how relationships go. Well, yes, that's usually how relationships I've experienced go.
Right. Chloe Lease has one too, and it also has great anxiety rep. Is it with? I forget what it. I get all the names, all the titles. Yeah, Ever After, Always. That's a great marriage in crisis.
Just let me add that.
It's emotional, Heather. You don't.
Oh, it's so emotional. Yeah.
Never mind.
You've been warned.
Oh my! Speaking of,
have one too.
Who?
All Your Perfects.
Oh yes, that one's super emotional too. Yep.
I think especially with those, it's harder to write because you have to find conflict that doesn't just rely on like miscommunication or something like that. So that's why I think you tend to see less of those. But I prefer them even more because like the author really has to do something with the characters and still give them that happily ever after while still putting. Yeah, I love those.
And the author also has to get you to want them to be together too. Like it has to be a good enough reason for them to be apart, but you also really want them to be together too. And that's a hard balance to strike.
I agree. I think that's the hardest part. I am going to do a reading vlog of me reading sad books, and y'all are gonna see. You're gonna see why.
I would like to pick your TBR.
Oh my god. I don't know if I can handle you picking my TBR.
The problem is like I don't see them as that sad. Like, I guess because I'm the heartless one. Like, you say that you're the heartless one, but I'm the heartless one because I read them and I don't cry. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I don't say I'm the heartless one. You people say I'm the heartless one. That's not true. I know I'm heartful. I'm too full. I'll just tell you guys. Okay, so I'm going to do the tier ranking, right? One of the things I'm going to mention is Lisa's nodding her head. You don't know what I'm talking about, Lisa.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
She knows what tier ranking is.
I'm going to do a tier ranking of my friends' reading tastes and how much they align with mine based on how close they are.
And she's going to premiere the video, and then we're going to do a live show at the same time and roast her.
I'm just, not the same time, later. That way you guys actually watch my video. I'm literally going to do people that I know something to talk about, like we've read enough of the same books. But the first me, happy-go-lucky new booktuber, is like Brie from the Love and Words. It's so sweet. She loves Lauren Rowe. She keeps recommending Hero. This sounds amazing. It's insta-love. It's low angst. First chapter, I am sobbing my eyes out. Sobbing over characters I don't even know. I just met them. I'm crying so hard. I like messaged Brie. Why? Why did you do this to me? Like, she said, and I quote, it's a little emotional.
But the whole book isn't sad, though.
No, it's not. One chapter in, tears running down my face as I'm just like, this is the saddest thing I have ever read in my life. And that's when Brie lost my trust. Did you?
I reread it recently and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's pretty sad.
I cried so much at the beginning.
You should have recommended the third book. King's
I know.
Book. That book is more rom-com-y.
The Hammer one? Ball-Peen Hammer?
Ball-Peen Hammer.
I read that one too. And it was not as bad. So I actually really want more representation in happy books. So I feel like, especially when it comes to marginalized communities of any sort, the general public kind of likes to read struggle tales about them. That's why you have Angie Thomas, her specific contemporary being so popular. You have all these authors who their most popular book is the sad one. It's about all of the awful things that happened, and then they wrote other books and they're not nearly as popular because they're not as sad. I just want, like Brie was saying, I want chronic illness in a happy book. I want all the different representations, whether it be racial or sexual or mental illness. Like, I want to see these people get to be happy. I don't want to have to read, even with the happily ever after, like, I don't want 90% of the book to be sad and overcoming and dealing with prejudice and dealing with the toxic coworker. I literally want to just see a smutty Jessica Kane novella, which actually Lisa recommended Isla Chu.
Oh, yeah.
For the novellas. They're just like Jessica Kane, except they have an Asian main character usually. And that's what I want. I want all the representations in all of the happy stories. I don't think it should just be white people. Okay. What's something not that serious that maybe is just like your favorite trope or your favorite meet cute or your favorite little odd thing to find in a book that you'd love to see more of?
So mine's kind of random. I really like the bait and switch hero, and I feel like that never happened. I'm not gonna say never, but it doesn't happen often. Like It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover has that. I mean, ACOTAR, Court of Thorns and Roses had to say it. Sorry, Charles, I love you. That had I like, but I feel like I've only read a handful of books that has that, where you think the hero is going to be one person and then all of a sudden it flips the switch and it's someone else. So I'd love to see that more often.
Would that be like a love triangle then? Like you just
No, I wouldn't say necessarily. Sometimes, like in it, well, I don't want to give spoilers. Like sometimes the original hero is like an awful person and they become the antagonist later. So I like love triangles, but I would like the author to just completely blindside you. Like you have the other hero in the background, but he doesn't play a really big part. And then all of a sudden he's the main hero. No, I like that.
I was just reading B. Love today. She's a indie Black love author, and I was reading Seducing a Savage by her. And they're like childhood friends, and he's a workaholic and stuff. But all of the books that I've read of her, and including this one, you like open up the scene with them like with somebody else. Like it opens to a sex scene, and it's not the two of them together, because like they haven't reunited yet. She like always does that. I know this is not what you're saying, because you're saying literally they switch, although she does have one that's kind of like that. It's a title
Words
that I really know like really well. I'll come back to it, but she has one like that. But I just find that so interesting, because a lot of times you have obviously the Playboy hero and the girl's still a virgin, or the girl hasn't had sex in 5 years, even though the hero just had it last night. And I kind of like when they open it up and both characters, you know, they haven't been doing abstinence for 6 months. They literally just aren't together yet. I kind of like that.
I just thought of another one, Heartbreak Warfare by Heather M. Oregon, and I forget the other character, but that one is one that
is it sad?
That yes, it's extremely sad. Of course it is. It's coming from me.
I was gonna write it down, but no, I'm not.
That one's a love triangle, but like you legitimately do not know who the main character is going to end up with at the end, like until the very end. And I was just like, I kept going back and forth. I didn't know who I wanted her to be with, and I also could not tell who she was going to end up with.
BIPOC is Black, Indigenous, person of color, so it literally covers anybody that's not white. Whereas if you were specifically talking to a Black person or an Asian person, you might not refer to them as BIPOC, but if you're referring to everyone that's not white, it would include everybody. It's by B. Love. It's very good.
Nicole.
Do you guys ever watch Nicole's lives?
I do.
It's literally her scribbling notes on a piece of paper the whole time. Every time somebody mentions a book, she writes it down.
Yeah, during the like read-alongs. Yeah, I think we all do that.
It's all day, every day. Where were we before?
Things that
I derailed us.
Like, right? Like small things. I have one for going off of Breeze Point. Kind of like the bait and switch. I don't know if you guys have read Instructions for Dancing by Nicola Yoon.
I love Nicola Yoon. No.
I consider it it's not a romance, it's more contemporary, but it can straddle that line. So the premise is that the heroine, when she sees a couple kiss, she can basically see their whole relationship trajectory.
Wow.
And so it's her learning
I feel like I've heard of this.
What the meaning of like, even though it might not end well, it's a process of falling in love that counts. And I would love to see that more in romance, where like you still get that happily ever after, but like the book ends on like, I don't want to spoil anything, but kind of like going off of your point, Bree, like kind of learning. I like the just like the experience of like what it means to fall in love and that value, not even knowing, because it's realistic in that the heroine loves romances and she loves happily ever afters, but it's her kind of learning to believe in that again, just for what has gone on in her life. It's a really good book. So I'd love to see that more in romance, that a little bit more realistic take, while still giving her happily ever after. Like, I just really enjoy that, and I would just say well-defined characters. That's one thing in romance that like I love every single time, because I feel like I'm a character person, especially if you have a spin-off series. If I can automatically identify a character and like say I want to read their book, that's like the hugest joy, because most of the time I'm like, wait, who's that character? Who's this book about? I literally don't remember you being mentioned at all.
What's that?
Set Up for Love is the Be Love one with the bait and switch. And it's a established couple, marriage in trouble.
Oh, okay.
That's very good. Lisa.
I just thought of one, but basically romance series, like a whole series with one couple. And I just want to watch their relationship develop from first book, meet cute, second book, trouble in paradise, third book, baby, fourth book, like something else, baby and family, and then fifth book, like, you know, something going on about that. And I want to be like in historical romances, especially since I love historical romances, but also contemporary romances. Top of my head, only like one series I can think of that actually does that is literally Sophie Kinsella and her Confessions of a Shopaholic series. And like, I've enjoyed them. You know, some of them were like, eh, but like, you know, some of them were really good. And I want to see more of those, but I don't know why, but our romances are always starting from ground zero of like a whole meet cute, get together, and then happily ever after, but then you don't really get the second part of it where like trouble in paradise happens, and that's how relationships are. So
Do you like sad? Don't read it.
It's so good though, but it follows the same couple and you go through their phases of their relationship.
Which one is it?
Grip
Oh.
by Kennedy Ryan.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Tori loved it.
But I'm scared of Kennedy Ryan because like
Exactly.
everybody like talks about how like they cried, they bawled their eyes out, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to cry though. I just want to be happy.
I didn't cry.
I didn't like the second book in the Grip duology.
No. Did you read the third?
Yeah, I read all of them. It's like, I think when people compared it to Angie Thomas's The Hate You Give, like, that's why I think one booktuber sold it like it's like the romance version of The Hate You Give. I was like,
no.
When I went to reading, I was like, this is not the. I'm like,
not at all.
Because it has black people on it. Is that why it's the romance version?
I don't know why it was compared to that. I think The Hate You Give was popular, and people were like, oh, look at Grip. Like Kennedy Ryan, it features an interracial couple, which The Hate You Give does too. So I guess that's
wild.
I guess that's the connection, but
because that's all it takes to be similar.
I know.
So I walked into reading and I'm like, no, this is not
what I thought.
Lisa, do you like urban fantasy?
No, I never really tried it.
I didn't think so. Listen, though, the Kate Daniels series is 10 books, all following the same couple. It hits all of your marks. It has an amazing meet cute. It follows them like years in the future. It's not super romance focused. There's a strong romance in it, but like compared to what I normally read, not as romance focused. But it is gold.
See, like the questions I have here is like, what is urban fantasy? Like, it takes place in a city.
Urban fantasy is a fantasy series that takes place in the real world. So, for instance, they are in Atlanta, but there are magic waves and tech waves. So it's our world, but fantasy setting. A fantasy book would be they made up the city. They made up the country. They made up the map. Urban fantasy is they didn't make that up. They just changed how the world works.
Yeah, I think I'll like that then. I like real world in my fantasy. More so contemporary elements.
We're doing a read along. That's really good. Really good.
Heather, what was the Be Love book that you said? What was the title? I was looking for it.
Set Up for Love.
Okay.
She has a lot of books.
Yes, I know. I was looking through them. I'm like,
She writes constantly.
Okay, I found it.
It's I was not expecting it to go the places that it went. So
in a good way? Hesitation.
Yep. It's not in a bad way. It's in a criminal way, so it's kind of hard to say, like,
Lisa.
It was good. But she took it farther than I thought she was gonna take it. I was very, very surprised.
I'm intrigued.
It was good. And it's short.
So I have two that I just thought of. So going off what you said, I want more morally gray characters in romance. Because I eat that shit up. I love it so much, which is why I love mafia romance so much. Because it's most of the time it's the male character that's involved in stuff. But I like it when females are too. I've read a handful where females are just as morally gray as the males. But I want that. I want that.
I second that.
Yeah, I love that. I know a lot of people don't like morally gray characters because they do things that obviously are morally not right, or they're criminals or whatever you want to call it. But for me, I love that fine line. I mean, I'm reading fiction, so I want something I'm never going to experience. Like I always say, I want to be a mafia princess. Like I would love to be a mafia princess.
It's a red flag. It's a red flag in real life, but it's a great one.
Right.
Exactly.
Would I date someone with a criminal record? No.
No.
Same.
If they carry a gun everywhere because they're getting hunted down by opposite gangs, no, I'm not there.
See, in my head, I'm like, yes. That would be fantastic. Like, I would love that in real life. Like, walk next to someone and think, like, oh my God, my life's in danger all the time.
Yeah, that intensity.
I love that. I don't know why. I also love non-traditional endings. So I know someone did, maybe it was you, Heather. You did a rec video, of course. Of course, Heather does every rec video, where she talked about non-traditional endings. Because, I mean, everyone loves it when they get married and they have babies and they start a family. Like, that's great to read, but I don't want that in my life. I don't want to have kids. I don't want to do all that. I like to see couples that live their life child free and be happy. Because a lot of people, I mean, I feel like now my age, people do that more. They choose not to have kids. And I like to see that. So I want more of that in romance, because you can still be happy and not have kids and still have a happily ever after.
When they throw the baby in the epilogue, I'm just like, okay, cool, skip. Next book.
Yeah.
Just throw
of course.
She's pregnant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't mind when they put in a baby, but when they put in the baby and I'm like, you have never had a child. This is not how it works. I don't understand why you include this. If you couldn't even do the baby. Okay, listen.
Rant time.
You don't go into labor and have contractions 2 seconds after each other. That's not how it works. It's not how it happens, especially not in the grocery store. Maybe have this happen if you get induced. Yes, you can have constant contractions. That doesn't randomly start in the grocery store and it's you can't speak through the first contraction and the next one happens right away. That's not how it works. It doesn't work that way. You have so much time, and then they'll have it going like that, right? Not accurate. Then they'll have the labor last for 30 hours. I'm like, they didn't have 30 hours of labor with no time between contractions. Or this one. When they have sex, immediately after having a child, I'm like,
oh my God.
Literally divorce. No.
My soul hurts when I read that. I'm like, oh, I can't.
I'm like, you do not understand the level of no that is happening.
Can't relate. I don't know.
Fine.
I'll take your word for it.
That's fine. Listen, do take my word for it. If you are not I want kids more than life itself, skip. That's my advice. I don't know where we are. It's fine.
I don't know
this
if
is
this
the rant
is one,
portion.
but non-traditional intimate scenes.
Yeah.
Where I don't know if you guys have read It's Best Laid Plans by Rome Parrish. It's MM, but it's non-penetrative sex. Because they don't, and it's still just as hot and steamy, but I really like that because you usually think of in most romances the end goal is penetrative, but what does that look like? We have an asexual character who may not want penetrative sex. So I only think I found that one book that has that particular trope in. I guess you can call it trope, but I would love to see more of that because I think it's important to represent different types of intimacy. You can still be intimate and not have sex in the traditional manner. So
I totally agree. Yeah. I think that honestly, sometimes in romance books, the non-penetrative sex scenes like that happen, because you know, like I'm reading It Happened One Summer, and there's a lot of that before actual like penetrative sex, and I'm just like, that is hotter than reading them having like penetrative sex. I'm like, I love this.
And also just like more like, I don't know how to like mistakes or funny moments during sex, like awkwardness during sex scenes too is kind of fun too.
I can hear Charles. Can you guys hear Charles? I can hear you. I've been talking to you the whole time.
Your volume's a little bit lower, but it's not like I can hear you.
It could be on the broadcast that our sounds are overpowering his for longer than we're talking. Or there's like a weird ringing. Is that just me?
That might just be you. I have one. I want to have more big boy heroes. Give me
That's
more
on my list.
Heroes. I want bellies. Give me a big man belly.
Well, even just, I do not understand why we act like romance readers are so shallow that we can only be attracted to one thing, and that is over 6 feet tall and 6-pack abs.
Right.
Like why? Why? We don't. Exactly. It doesn't have to be every hero.
I feel like in Radiance, it proved that you don't have to have attraction to have really great chemistry between two characters.
And that is the thing. So literally, we can have monster smut before we can have variety in human males.
Right. But sometimes even the monsters are super tall with 6-pack abs.
Right. I mean, they still have a big dick, but they are an actual different species. It's fine.
So obviously Jessica Kane has a bunch of big boy heroes, but is it Rebecca Weatherspoon? I think, is it Zenny that has a big boy hero?
Oh, yeah. I don't think she like goes into like detail, but I didn't get when I read it, it wasn't like he was like 6 foot blah 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 with abs, but he was a bigger guy, just like bigger. But she didn't like describe it. Yeah.
Right. And he's bi too. I like bi heroes also. Yeah. And heroines.
That book was so good. I
love that book.
Book time with Ryan. You're on the wrong live to use the daddy description for an actual parent. just so you know, that's not where everybody's mind goes first.
I couldn't decipher that without thinking.
I was like, well,
you have to put it in brackets.
But yeah, I do like single dad romances.
Yeah.
Which I know, like, he doesn't just read romance, but I always like seeing a good representation of a parent. And I think that it's hard because it's difficult to write realistic children that are actually present in the story. And it's not just you feeding them macaroni and cheese every minute of the day. So it's hard to do, but...
our minds immediately go to the other
like yes, what else? It's just a romance thing. It's just kind of what we cover. Okay. I have one, and it is, I want more main characters with brown hair and brown eyes. I do not understand, or even dyed hair. Like what? Like, I'm sorry, you're writing to people who can picture an entire made-up civilization, but they can't fathom dyed hair. Like, it's such a normal part of society. I don't understand why every main character is either, which, great, has pink hair or mermaid hair. I'm fine with that. Or it's just, like, natural. All natural. I'm like, when are you getting your nails done? When are you getting your hair done? When are you at the gym? You have this amazing physique.
I know that drives me too.
Why are you eating pizza and sleeping in all day? That's not how it works.
Yeah. Those are my Those are my most hated characters. The ones that are super hot that don't work out, and like
Right.
do
I'm
nothing.
like, how?
that's only like a very small percentage of the population who can do that. And I'm not hating on you that you can do that in the comments, whoever's watching this right now. But I'm just saying, like, it just makes me feel bad when I'm reading this romance or like that girl who like exercises a lot and like jogs too. Wait,
We're talking about Jess.
I know. I was like, you're talking about
Wait, hold on. Because I talk too when I'm stressed, but like I'm just saying, like, anyways, going back to that.
That's true. It's true.
I do like plain Jane characters, and I think it's because I have red hair. It pisses me off to no end, where they like authors have to make a character unique in some like physical way, and they give her red hair, or she's like super fiery, like, and she has red hair and green eyes or blue eyes, and I was like, stop it. We're
I
not
have this in
like
another video.
Red too, like not like a strawberry blonde, like what you.
Yeah, no, I have like strawberry blonde. I'm talking about like the fire red hair. That's just like either one, to be honest, makes me so mad. I'm like, one, I guarantee you there's not that many people out there that have this like red hair, okay? Like in the world.
Right.
The population wise, there's not that many.
I think it's only 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Very unlikely.
It's really small, but it's just like one of those things I'm like, you can make a character unique without saying that they have these like this wild colored hair, whether it's they dye it or if it's red, if it's natural or not, like whatever way. I'm like, also, not every redhead gets like ridiculously mad, like 0 to, I mean, like
Exactly.
And my child, who is a redhead, does.
But like my mom, she doesn't. She has red hair. She does. She's a pretty calm person. I mean, it could be because she's a mom, but like we're not always that angry and like pissed off. I like 100%. I do can rein it in a little bit. I do. It's that one thing that it irks me. So I like to see plain people. Like I want to dye my hair black.
Excuse me.
What?
We're not plain people just because we don't have red hair.
No.
Tori.
Boring people without red hair.
I just want to read about the plain people, the peasants.
Because it's like I like being represented in a book with red hair, but when they use it as like a way to make it seem like they're unique, and it's like it's just hair. I like, you can make a character unique by their personality and what they do, and all that stuff, not just by what they look like. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't
Agreed.
know.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
I agree.
And red hair is like 1 or 2%, but then like 90% of that is in like Ireland and Scotland and England. So I kind of give an exception if the heroine is set there. Otherwise, I'm just like one of every friend group of 3 is now the redhead. You don't have a blonde, a brunette, and a redhead. That's not like we don't flock together in that sense. It's not like, sorry, we already have the blonde.
Like one more.
I can't be friends with you because I already have a friend that has black hair. So
yeah.
And I know it's like because of like films and TV shows, like you always see that, but it's romance books. Aren't we supposed to be better? I think we are. It's fine.
Yeah, plus size characters in fantasy.
Oh yeah, I second that.
That was another thing I had written down was happy couples in fantasy, representation in fantasy. Like, as much as I want it in everything, I feel like literally you're doing a fantasy world. Why are you giving it all the same issues that this world has, but with magic? You could do whatever you wanted.
Wait, hold on. Can I add on like how alien romance is, and like how on that planet it fixes every problem that Earth has. I freaking love that. They're like, what do you mean you guys are born in different social classes? We're born all in the same class and we all inherit our houses. So everybody doesn't there's no poor people on our world because everybody's like I'm just like, wow, this alien romance.
True story. That is a very, very common thing for that genre.
Yeah, like adopt me. Like I want to go on that planet right now. Like I don't want to be here anymore.
Who is turning them down? Nobody. None of us.
Oh yeah, Chris said a heroine who has short hair. Yeah, that's pretty rare.
I've definitely read this. Can I think of what it would be?
No, I can't think of it.
I can't think of it.
I think there are some historical romances that I've read where she like chops off her hair because she's like, I don't want to be like that anymore. But I can't remember top of my head. Yeah.
Is it because she's pretending to be a boy and runs away to be a pirate? Because I feel like that's the general.
Yeah, there is one like that, and then there's one by Laura Lee Gurkle that she's like the governess, and she just hates her long hair because it's like too heavy, and she just chops it all off or some shit. I don't fucking know.
It's like Sound of Music. No, she already had short hair.
Sure.
I take it back.
How about tall girls too? Tall girls.
For
Tall girls,
Yeah.
shorter guys,
Huh?
or just
Yeah,
tall
I mean,
girls
just
in
tall
general.
girls in general. I feel like the girls are always like 5 foot, 5'2",
She's so
5'3".
cute and spunky
Yeah.
because she's tiny.
Kate
not that
Daniels
great.
is like 5'7", so I'm just saying,
Not that
like, if y'all want to read Kate Daniels, it's there, right in front of you.
The read along.
I'm still
I
trying
had
to look
one.
for short
I
hair.
had one and I totally forgot. It's just like
The worst.
I should have wrote it down.
Charles, you want to jump in with something?
What?
Do you want to jump in with something?
Yeah, do you have anything that you want to see more of? Right? Or something
I know you already said something, but you can say more.
Maybe more casual diversity. Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's much
Okay.
better. Yeah.
You're
I
crisp.
was saying more casual diversity. I kind of like see it almost like there's diversity where like they actually talk about whatever element in detail is a part of the plot versus sometimes I just want to pick up a fantasy and just have a black main character and it has nothing to do with their, because I think that's important too to keep in mind, like when we add diverse elements, you don't want the character to only be their chronic illness, only be their race, or only be their sexual identity.
Right.
Sometimes I just want to like pick up a Jennifer Armentrout book and I just have an Asian lead and it has nothing to do about the race. It's just an Asian character and this is their story. Sometimes I just wish I had that casual diversity instead of always having to like delve into like some of the more, I don't know, it's like a fine line when it becomes too much, the character becomes their diverse element. Sometimes I just want the character just to be and it's not talked about. It's just there.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things that I love when I see. It's just like, oh, that character's a minority. Okay, I love that. And it's like,
I like too when they introduce the white people as white instead of it just being like everybody's white unless we
assuming
specifically
that they're
say
white, right.
I like when they don't give that default. I know Katie Robert has started doing that, and I know obviously quite a few, Christina C. Jones, Alexandria House, I think Realty Adams does this, but I think it's great. I think it's helpful. A main character with short hair is Teach Me by Alexandria House. Is a professor student. It's Black love, but the student is the guy and he's much older. Like he already did like NFL or something like that. Like he already did a thing and now he's getting his college degree. So he has a romance with the professor, but like he's not 20. He's like 30.
Okay.
So, but she has short hair.
Oh my gosh, Chris, yes, period representation. That like it gets me. What Lessons in Sin has that. One of Chloe Lisa's book has a really good period scene where like the guy like takes care of the girl who's on her period and like, or she like bleeds through her shorts. Mariana Zapata, Lingus has that in it. I'm just like, it's so real and it's so like something that just happens. So
The Friend Zone by Abby.
Yeah, the Friend Zone has that.
isn't Jessica Kane her doctor novella that has period?
Never
Ooh, I
read
haven't read that one yet. I'm gonna look it up now.
I heard Jen read it.
I'll have to look it up. Is it new?
Mm-hmm.
No. Is
That's
it?
new.
Kind of.
It came out. It's this year, I think.
It's this year, but it's not her latest one, I think. Right?
It could be like her third latest one because she releases so often.
Yeah.
Daring the Doctor, is that?
Yeah, it's a white and red cover.
Yes.
Wait, is she going to the doctor for her period? Is that the setup?
No, she's a medical student, I think.
Oh, nice.
Lisa was like,
I'll just
wow.
the story now at this point.
We are really making progress.
Yeah, Mariana Zapata definitely has toilet humor in her books, and I love it. Like, some people are like, I wish it didn't talk about farting so much. I'm like, it's hilarious.
When it's too much, though, that's when it's like, oh.
Christina C. Jones says that in Let Me Love You, the hero is lactose intolerant, and the heroine is a walking disaster, and I'm sure you can figure out one of her disasters and the results thereof. So there's that.
What is that one called again?
Let Me Love You. It is a novella rom-com. It's the green and blue one.
Yeah.
It has one of the funniest scenes I have ever read in any book when the main character takes the cat to the vet. Just, if you read that, message me, because I have not stopped laughing about it since the first time I read it. Because when I tell you, it would never cross my mind. Never crossed my mind to do the things that were done. I was just like, who's mine? Who's mine? Not mine.
Christina C. Jones, apparently. So that's actually on my August TBR, so I am planning on reading that very soon. Yay.
She is hilarious.
I've only read one book by her so far, and I loved it, so I can't wait to read more.
Which one did you read? Gang Schooled?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. With the disability?
Mm-hmm. That was really good.
Yeah, she's really good. All right. What is a side character, family member, friend, coworker, something with that? What's something in that realm that you would like to see more of?
A second romance. If we had two romances in one, I think that's interesting. Like, it's just a subplot. They just like you start to sense something in the beginning that like maybe the best friend has a love interest that's going to end well, and then you're flipping between two love stories because you're like, you want the main couple to have love, but then now you're rooting for the best friend too as well, and that's pretty fun.
I like that.
I've actually read one like that. It's American Royals by Catherine McGee. It's a royals romance, and it's basically like, what if America was a monarchy, and so it's basically like George Washington's the United States. And I mean, I like political books like that, so it's a different point of view than you have like the main female character, her best friend, and they have their own male.
Wait, American Royals is the one, it's like a YA romance, right? Like
yeah.
Oh yeah, I read that one. And then there's like an evil villain character, the girl that has to come in and destroy everything, but she doesn't even want to do it either.
Yes.
Yeah. She's morally gray. How about that?
Yes. I like her.
Yes.
That's the first one I thought of, but I can't think of anything else right now.
There's the Raquel Roth by Amelie Howard. That's two romances. The two the heroine and her best friend. There's two romances in that one.
I was gonna say the Thorn Chapel series.
That's right.
But I don't know if you would count them. Which
I think so. I think so. There's a few romance, and they're they're given a decent amount of weight each. Like
yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I have to read them real quick. So.
Who else has something?
I like that too.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
I guess one thing I want to see is more male and female friendships in romance. Like I typically find with a lot of romances, once the couple gets together, everything else kind of falls to the wayside. But yet then you have separate books for those side characters later on, even though they're not very present. That's that's like one thing I love when you actually like see the characters interact with people outside the relationship and still value those relationships. I think it's a Cressley Cole book that I really liked that had a male-female friendship. I think it's like Shadow's Claim.
And they weren't romantically involved after that? It was just a...
They tried, but then the heroine is basically saying, like, I value my mate, and I value you as my best friend, and they're both equal footing. And I thought that was really unique for paranormal.
Right, that is unique.
I very much agree. That's actually something... Sorry, Charles. That's actually something that really annoys me with the Sarah J. Maas fandom, is that they're constantly shipping the friends together.
I feel like that's like any fandom. They're constantly shipping random people.
Listen, I'm not super into fandoms. I have like 3, and I'm very casual with them. I just bring them up a lot.
Taylor Swift?
But Taylor Swift, Mass, and I also really like the Cruel Prince. I know it's like not everybody's favorite, but I really liked it back when I read it. That's kind of it. Like, I joined Facebook groups for them back in the day. Not Taylor Swift, the others. But I love reading about friendships, whether it is ones that are formed on page or, you know, they've been best friends since they were toddlers. In fact, mine is supportive family and friends and side characters. Nothing drives me more nuts than the best friend who's not supportive and is toxic and doesn't understand what's going on. Like, literally, of all the relationships, you get to choose who is like your closest friend. Why is this person it? I don't understand what we're doing.
Yes, that drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's usually the best friend that backstabs the heroine.
Or they're like fat shaming them, or they're like awful things. I'm just like, why are you friends with this person? Never mind be their closest friend. Like, they're very toxic human beings. For what? For the sake of the plot? But then why? But then the main character is too dumb to live because they're friends. Like, you gotta cut it loose. The only way I do like toxic characters is when there's a big epic smackdown scene where the main character's like, actually, you know what? And just like tells them off. That's the one time where I'm like, all right, I liked that.
It's so satisfying.
It's so good. It like happens in The Blue Castle by Ellen Montgomery, which was like my favorite book for forever. And I think that's what set me up for that, because she decides to change her life and she starts saying all the things that were in her head, and it's great. It's so good.
Serial killer heroines with unconventional morals. I love that. Trisha Wolfe has a bunch of them. I think the Mindfuck series has that. I haven't read it yet, but that one
I've read the first book.
And then Jane Doe. I forgot the...
Oh, Victoria Helen Stone, something like that. Yeah.
Those are great. I love that.
I love chicks with swords and daggers. Like, they're just the greatest thing.
Yes. Older heroine, younger hero, The Forbidden Man.
Yeah.
If She Says Yes by Tasha L. Harrison is my favorite.
You don't see that a ton. Older heroine, younger hero. It's usually the reverse.
Yep. Pool Boy is one. Nikki Sloan.
I am ready for the rest of the Mindfuck series because I've read other books by the author, like other series, I should say, by the author. And the series never end where you started at. Like, it's a complete, like, every book. She has one, probably my favorite series that I've read of her. She uses gypsy, which is a slur, and you really, like, she's like, some people mind it, but these characters don't. And I'm like, like, would that be okay with another slur? Probably not. Let's not. But it's paranormal, and you literally, it's a reverse harem. You literally don't know what is true. Like, you're getting the perspective of all of these characters, and they believe what they're saying. But, like, you don't know, one, if they've told you everything. You don't know if they're right about everything. You don't know whose impression is right and who is maybe just saying it. Like, you just don't know. But her other series, too, Four Psychos, each book is like a whole different thing was added on that changes everything. So where you end up is not where you started.
Supported friends. That's a cute title.
Nice. Let me just write it down. Is it sad? Let's.
Oh, a hero who's super skinny.
If it has cupcakes, I don't think it's sad.
I know, cupcakes is in the title.
You never know.
You poor naive people. Listen,
Guys.
they will add in emotions anywhere they can fit it.
I love Crow. That's one of the reasons why I love that book so much. It's a mafia book. It's Boston, so it's like Irish mafia. But the female character, she like has been trained by her dad to be like this fighter. So she goes into like the underground. It's a great book. I love it so much.
I definitely have read where they were slim.
Yeah.
I love me a tall, slim man.
Oh, Belle, you are my favorite. You understand that we can't do the emotions.
I would like to see more diverse sexuality and gender in books. Like, I love that Talia Hibbert had a demisexual hero in one of her books, and mostly because I want to learn more about it too, and I'd like to learn from reading a romance novel. So like asexual, demisexual, pansexual, like all of that, and then also all different genders and things like that.
The Queen's Line by Catherine Moon is a fantasy reverse harem series where the princess is demisexual and her family has a sexual magic that gives prosperity to the kingdom, and she thinks she doesn't have it because she's demisexual, so she can't just see somebody and want them, really, is kind of how it is. Like, she needs some sort of emotional connection, so she thinks her magic doesn't work because she's never had that, and they're like, well, then you can't rule and stuff, and it's very good.
I like Catherine Moon too.
Yeah. Jack Harbin is a pretty good male romance author. I feel like I've read somebody else. Armed Virtues.
Max Walker.
What does he write?
MM. Yeah, most of the male writers I find, they're usually MM.
Wait,
I feel like there's somebody.
No, there's Mickey Miller. He's a male. He's a male author that writes heterosexual romance.
Okay, so there's this indie author.
Are you talking on TikTok?
Okay,
Uh-oh.
Did she freeze?
Oh
no.
I
don't know if she's gonna say it, but there's a male romance author on TikTok, and he's like, I thought he was a model at first, but he like actually writes romance, and I can't think of his name.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
You're back.
Yeah, my internet probably like cut off. There's this romance author that has like really awful covers, and his name is Rich Amui, but it's like clean romance, and I didn't know that, but I liked it. Like, it was like very fluffy and very sweet. But his covers are just awful. No offense, Rich. It's just awful. But he's a male author. That's it.
I have a video filmed and stuff. I don't know when it's going to go live, though. That is all the books I love with terrible covers.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's a great one.
You can steal it. You just gotta shout me out to your 9,000 followers.
Stop.
Bree's my favorite because she's the biggest.
Stop. I hate it.
Just saying, Bree. Bree is my favorite. This is true. This is a valid criticism in the 4 seconds.
Did we talk about J.D. Hawkins? He's a male author.
Oh, really?
I don't know who that is.
I didn't know that.
There's another one, Carter Blake, Logan Chance, Jacob Chance. Jesus, so many chances.
Did you Google?
No. I have a shelf for it because I was gonna do a video where I revisit my favorite male romance authors.
Ooh, I can't wait for that video.
You can continue waiting, I guess, because it's
Come on, Lisa.
The amount of time. Lisa, okay. Why do you do this? This is a genuine question I have for you. Completely off topic. You don't post for like a week. And then you post 3 videos 3 days in a row. And then you don't post. And then it's like back to back to back. I'm always just like, what are you doing over there? Which obviously, like, you're bigger than I am. It's clearly working. But I'm just so confused.
It's mostly because I'm hella busy. Like from Monday to Friday, I'm at work full time. So I'm just like, I'm dying here. I don't have time to log off work and just start editing a video and watch my 40-minute nonsense and cut everything up. So I have to film, and then I can schedule, obviously. But I see it in my YouTube studio as scheduled, and I hate that because I'm just like, let's just let it be free in the world.
She's impatient, is what she's saying.
Yeah, and then my followers will find me, like, will watch it when they have time. So I don't really care. So they can always put it to their watch later. They can always just not watch it at all.
You could just schedule it, and it's like, no, this is Tuesday's video.
No,
this is Thursday's video.
I don't like it when it's scheduled. Like, it says scheduled, and I'm just like waiting for that 12 a.m. to hit, and I'm just like, I'd rather just put it out into the world and then just let it be free.
Oh my word!
Let it be free, you know. Just let it be free.
And
then I
Lisa
try to
makes her own rules.
Yeah, exactly. No, it doesn't work out all the time. Like, you know.
Do we have other things with family, friends, side characters, coworkers?
I did. I remembered it this time. When this is oddly specific, but like when the character, male or female, cuts out. You talked about toxic people, but cuts out toxic family members.
Oh, yes.
Because they're interfering with their life or their relationship or whatever the case may be. I've read books like that, and of course I can't fucking think of them right now. But I love that because I'm like, normalize that because you don't need that. Like, you could cut out a toxic friend. I get that. But like your family, people have this like attachment. I'm like, but when it's so toxic, it's like ruining your life. You just need to cut that shit out. Just cut it out.
Or when there's like a toxic family member and then the whole family agrees with that toxic family member. Yeah. I hate that the most.
The worst.
But that's because the toxic family member is playing the game really well.
Yes.
Until the family starts going like, wait a second, did you just say that to her? And then like that's when everything gets revealed.
The first in the Hot and Hammered series, Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey, when the dad tells her to be quiet because the adults are talking, and she's like 20-something years old, I swear to God, it still raises my blood pressure. I read it like 3 years ago. I just wanted to explode. Like, I cannot, and like the hero stands up for her, but I'm literally like, and then we get like her siblings and stuff. I'm like, nobody else sees anything wrong with this. I could not. That is my huge gripe with that book, is that the family treated her like a literal child, and she just let them. And I was just like, no. I don't
Morning
know.
Glory Milking Farm needs a new cover for sure.
There's another good one too. I think Lisa read this. I'll Be the One. with the mother and daughter, how the mother fast shames the daughter throughout the entire,
Oh my God.
and they have that conversation when she
Mhm.
realizes that that's kind of like a verbal abuse.
Mhm.
And then there's Written in the Stars, it's that sapphic.
Yeah.
That's a really good one where I think one of the heroines is being belittled, similar to the Tessa Bailey one. But that one's really good. It was really good where she stands up for herself. That scene was really good. And it's not the other person. She herself stands up to her family.
Good.
Really cool.
Speaking of I'll Be the One, I want more K-pop romances. I love them. Oh my God, I love them.
You and Lisa.
There's one called K-pop Confidential. It's like a YA teen romance, and she goes to Korea and she basically becomes Blackpink, and she's dealing with so much toxic K-pop people, and then she falls in love, obviously.
What is it called? What is that one?
K-pop Confidential. I really like that one. I cried so much. It had a mom in there too, but the mom was supportive, and the mom flew to Korea with her or something, and I was dying inside. I was like, this is so cute. And then there's what's the other one that I read? Oh, Shine by Jessica Jung. So Jessica
I've read
Jung
that one. Yeah.
She's actually a K-pop star, and then that one's okay. I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. Yeah.
I wanted the juicy. I was let it all out. I was tell everyone what happens. But
K-pop Confidential, I really like it, and I feel like it's underrated.
I'm gonna read it now. Thank you.
That's the one with the more plus-sized main character, right?
No, that's
I'll Be the One.
Yeah, that's I'll Be the One.
Can't keep them straight. That's okay.
Yes, and B said different sports aside from hockey and football and baseball. I totally agree.
One thing I love, I did a rec video. I love dancer romances. That's just because I used to be a dancer, but I specifically love ice skating ones too because I feel like they're super unique. Marina Zapata has one from Look Off with Love. Yeah.
Basically, Tessa Virtue and
yes, essentially. Yep.
Canada sweethearts.
Yeah. I think female athletes. I love female athletes in romance novels. They're so inspiring because they have to work so much harder than male athletes.
Nobody likes this but me. It's fine. But Fallen Crest High, that whole series by Tejan, she runs track, and she runs track through the whole series. So high school, college, adult. So she's very good, and her love interest also goes into the NFL. Another one is she's not a professional athlete, but Can't Catch Me by Alexander Warren is a friends to lovers NFL player, and he's a defensive player, which you really don't see as much. And there's kind of a flag football game for his heart, and that's kind of entertaining.
That's great.
They really go at it. And then this cannot be marketed as a sports romance in any way. But if you wanted to read about chess, which they don't cover all that much, but it's in the book quite a bit. Tori knows what I'm gonna say, I think, is Run Posey Run by Casey Wells, which is a sociopath, psychopath, dark romance mafia. And his main attraction to her is her strategic mind, and he likes playing board games with her. And he liked having sex with her too, but that was kind of second to the board games. True story. So he's a psychopath, and he gets sent revenge porn of her, and he's like, so you never cheat on me, huh? And she's like, this happened before we were together. And he's like, no, we didn't. Look at the timestamp. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not irritated. So he kicks her out, and then he tries to get her back, and she's disappeared. And then he kidnaps her and brings her back.
Because was she framed about cheating on him?
Yeah. It was it was revenge porn. It was from a previous boyfriend.
Yeah. Bravo.
So then he no.
He does
kind of not. He's a psychopath. He does not feel emotions, but he's just I'm just I can't focus. Normally, she's in the house. Who am I going to play board games with? This is literally him. And so he, like, kidnaps her and brings her back. And then he's just, like, annoyed that everything's not how it was before. And he's like, I like that you know that I don't have emotions now. But, like, if you could act the same, that would be great. That would be ideal for me.
He legit like, gets mad at her when she's like, I don't want to fucking play chess right now. Like, you literally kidnapped me and brought me back. You threw me in a trunk, and now you want to fucking play
duct tape
with me? Oh, duct tape, yeah. Oh my, it was like funny, comedic to me. It wasn't supposed to be, but it was funny. I was like, he really does.
I feel like I would love that.
It sounds really good.
It does, right?
Does anybody
just read it for the dark romance? Go ahead.
Does anybody like watch K-dramas here or no? You do? Okay, so there's this K-drama called Flower of Evil that's exactly like that plot. He's a serial killer, but then he manipulates her into falling in love with him so that he can escape jail. And then afterwards, he pretends, like he teaches himself how to, react to things normally because he's a psychopath and he just has no emotions.
Is it on a streaming service?
I mean, there's Google. And then you could just put, watch online, and then you could just find the English subs.
What was the name of it?
Flower of Evil. Flower of Evil. And then he falls in love with her. He realizes that he does have emotions. And
I love that.
And they have a family together, and he realizes he actually loves the daughter, too. And I was just like, kill me. Just kill me. It was so intense.
That's what Run Posey Run is like, too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like that. Rena Kent rates pretty good sociopaths. I am genuinely, I feel like Sam Mariano with Untouchable, that one is a bully romance with sexual assault from the hero to the heroine. The thing, I did not love that book. She never quite sold me on wanting them to be a couple. But any book like that where it's like inside the mind of the person who just doesn't feel and then is obsessed with this one person. It is my jam. I love it. I love it so much. I could read it all the time.
Red flag in real life, but great romance novels.
Yes. So
do not date the sociopath.
Giant red flag, yeah.
I don't know what I was going to say. You're fine.
Female alien.
Oh, that's a good point.
I've ever heard one where the female was alien.
There's a shifter one, a dragon from Ruby Dixon, where the female's a dragon.
Right.
But it's not alien. But I feel
like this would be very confusing if you read this series out of order. But Milana Jax, she has the Alpha Horde series. And then the spin-off series of Alpha Horde is Hordedsman. And then the third book of Hordedsman is Sedone and is a alpha female alien. It's Omegaverse. This Omegaverse series. She's an alpha female and she gets an Omega human male. That's my only one. But you kind of need to read 9 books to get to it. But, if you like it, it's great. I read all of them, so. But if you've never read Omegaverse, it gets very weird. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
I stumbled upon that by accident. I was like, what is this?
Omegaverse.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is what we were doing now. I'm digging it though.
I still don't fully understand what it is.
Me either.
Okay. All right.
Break it down for us, Heather.
This is my moment.
This is your moment, Heather. You shine.
I have a whole rec video, which obviously none of you watched, but it's okay.
That's because I didn't know what it was. I was like,
I don't understand what Omegaverse is.
Okay. Omegaverse is alpha, betas, and omegas. Alphas are usually the people who rule society. They have the most rights, and they're in charge of everything. Betas are the workers. Sometimes you get a romance with a beta that happens in the Catherine Moon Sweet Omegaverse series, but largely they're just kind of your side characters. Nobody really cares about them. They're just your average. And then omegas are the only ones that alphas can breed with. Because of this, they're usually very rare, they're usually very prized, and they usually have no rights. A lot of times the alphas just kind of keep them locked up for their safety or, whatever. And it's interesting because, one, don't stumble around Omegaverse because consent is like not their favorite thing. A lot of times there's a lot of abusive situations. But specifically in my rec video, I kind of tell you how far it goes, and none of the ones that cross the line for me are in my rec video. But like Omegas cannot control their response to an alpha, but also alphas and betas cannot control their response to an omega. So an omega, part of the reason why a lot of time they're locked up is they literally incite like uncontrollable lust in everybody, so they will be torn apart by a horde if they like go into heat in a crowd. And so again, consent not like the greatest thing, but so you have alphas and omegas, right? They're together, they're the perfect breeding pair. And then alphas usually have a canine attribute called nodding, where the base swells like a donut and locks them together to increase breeding chances. And omegas are usually the only ones that can handle this. And it's very, very pleasurable for everybody involved. And that is the gist. But the Milana Jack series in particular. Oh, another thing. Omegas, they like nest, but they want their nest to smell like their alpha in them. So it's just like covered in bodily fluids all the time. It's a lot. It's a lot. They like take like the alpha's like dirty shirt and like put it in their nest. Like they have to have like a specific area. It has to be like closed and like not too open, not too dark, not too light. It has to be all comfy and soft. They don't want anybody else's scent in there. There's a lot. There's a lot.
I feel like
it's very weird.
That's the nodding part. So I was like, I'm like, what?
That's what your face.
So it's like,
If another thing that has nodding in it is the New Species series by Lauren Donner. It's not shifters, but it's kind of like a shifter romance. It's where an evil corporation put animal DNA and human DNA or whatever, create new species. And they were used for medical experiments, and the government was giving money to the company, not knowing. So when it became like public, which happens in the first book, the heroine is actually like the one who gets proof that like this is happening. They like give them their own land and sovereignty, and I'm like, well, that's not how America works, but okay. And then you have 3 different types. You have canine, you have cat, and you have primate new species. So the canine ones have the nodding. The cat ones have really hot semen. It's a thing. I don't know why.
Wait,
and the primates ones, I don't even think they had something. I don't remember.
It's like specific to the animals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a specific
Who's a
sex
vet
thing.
here? Who knows?
Where like some of them like look more human than others, and some look like really animalistic. Like one, like the most animalistic that gets a book, he like his whole face like looks like a lion human thing. It's a lot. I don't know. I read like 14 books in this series, so clearly it's a thing. All right. Does anybody want to bring up anything that's not that?
Wait, I have an educational thing too, if someone can teach me what it is. Morality chain. What's morality chain?
Morality chain is where one person is only good because it will upset the other person if they kill everybody. So,
Okay.
like, they personally don't have an issue with it, but it will make their partner sad or their partner ask them not to.
Mhm.
So, they have morals because the person they're with has morals. And
like
that's
it.
it. It's great.
I'm a fan.
Real good. The more recommendations we can get for morality, the better.
I feel like though a lot of those like romances, it like develops into that. So like it's a morally great character, and then like slowly develops, or they're like, yeah, I guess I won't fucking kill this person because you don't want me to.
I love that.
Yeah.
Although part of me, I almost like it when they just continue.
Literally.
Oh my god.
That's
I
true.
DNF'd that book.
You haven't read it yet?
I DNF'd it. I couldn't finish it. I didn't like it.
Was that when he shoots
I
her with
second
the
that,
arrow?
Tori. I second that.
Well, I got past that part. I was just like, I kept thinking, I'm like, how? I was like 40% through. I'm like, how the hell is this going to turn into a romance?
Oh, was it because he kept not letting her sit on the horse and
Yeah, he kept making her
walking for
walk.
like
And
10
like,
hours and stuff?
yeah, I'm like, okay, I don't believe that you're ever going to love her. So you can go.
I mean, she did shoot him and burn him alive, but
It's true.
Very
Well, that's the thing. Like, I just couldn't believe that. I was like, I'm about to get to the end of the book and be pissed off that they're not, like, I don't believe that they're really together. Because I know it doesn't, like,
I think you would get there. I didn't continue with the series, but I believed their romance.
It's a true enemies to lovers. Like, they're actual enemies.
They're
And then
actively
war
trying to
more-
kill each other.
War is more insta love, if that's your thing. Like, he falls
Well,
in love
see,
with
that
her.
is my thing. So
I know, and
maybe.
then she hates him because obviously he's trying to kill everybody she loves.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I didn't get that far in that series.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Twisted Love is. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, Twisted Love is a morality chain. That's right.
Ooh, I love that book.
Mm-hmm.
This would be cool.
Oh, Grim Reaper, yes. Yes. Take me to hell.
You would like
Shouldn't
Regine Abel's Mistwalker series. The second book is called The Nightmare, and the hero is a literal
Oh, wait.
nightmare. He's like her actual nightmare.
Her soul to take.
I have a book for this.
Kind of like that.
Ooh.
I have a book
Like
for this.
her nightmares, all of her nightmares personified. That's what he
And
is.
she falls in love with him?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But the first, but you can read it out of order. But the first book in the series is the heroine's all of her wishes and dreams personified. So he's like the super good guy. And then the
Wait,
next
by
one is
who?
Nightmare.
This is-
Regine Abel. She's the one who wrote "I Married a Lizard Man,"
Which was
which
cute.
is also fabulous.
That book.
Except that everybody except the heroine was useless because she could do literally everything herself. But
I think it was adorable. The communication in it was so good,
the communication was good.
and it was
very
very.
cute.
It had very Radiance vibes to me.
But I was literally like,
you recommend
why?
As like compared to Radiance. That's the vibe.
No,
Yeah.
because literally,
Yeah.
why was anybody else there? Nobody else did anything. It was literally just like wandering aimlessly around the planet. And she was like, let me save all of you single-handedly 95 times.
Heather, what did you give this book? What did you rate it?
I Married a Lizard Man?
Yeah.
4 stars. Because that was my only gripe. But the more I think about it, just the more it annoys me. 'Cause I'm just like,
was
why?
so good though.
It was, but he was kind of like, you're doing everything. What am I here for? And I was kind of like, dude, exactly. Exactly.
Was he though?
Okay, for Grim Reaper, Reaper's Pack by Rhea Watson is a slow burn reverse harem. It is between a Reaper and 4 Hellhounds. Hellhound shifters who are treated really badly, and then she has to like earn their trust because they only care about each other and are not super thrilled with her saving them. So that's a good Reaper one, and they literally are Reapers. That is their job.
Well, I have one more. I want blah 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 in romance. So I just thought of it because it reminded me what you said. I want more like Greek mythology retellings or reimagining, but not fucking Hades and Persephone. Like I'm over that shit. Give me something
so
else.
good.
Yeah,
I know.
love
I'm like, give me all the Hades and Persephone. But yes, I would take anything.
But I've read so many of them that like I don't mind reading them, but I'm like, there's so many other like how many Greek mythology people are there? There's
Have you
so
read
many-
Devil in the Deep Blue Sea? That's Poseidon.
Yeah, I didn't like that book.
You didn't like it? I loved that book.
Well,
Well, it also ends on a cliffhanger, so.
I haven't read it yet,
The
but
ending, I couldn't. I was like, there's no way you can redeem yourself from that. That's kind of how I felt. So I was like, but like I like the Poseidon. I've read R.M. Burchis did Aphrodite and Hephaestus, which is one of my favorite like Greek mythology. But like Psyche and Eros, I've read one and I can't find any more. Like there's so many.
Katie Robert, her next one is
The Psyche and Eros, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm really excited about because like obviously she did Hades and Persephone, which is like fine. A lot of people start with that, but it's like
right.
I want more.
Yeah, me too.
Like give me a Zeus and Hera one because they're like ridiculous.
Or one with the Cupid, like the Cupid.
Eros,
yeah.
Well,
Him just like trying to set someone up, but then he ends up falling for her.
Yeah. Yes.
Chris, that's not a romance then.
We have one job. So the couple ends together.
That's a woman's fiction.
Happily.
Which is fine. Yeah. No hate to that genre, but that's a woman's fiction novel.
It's just not a romance.
I don't mind women's fiction, like when I know it's women's fiction, like I know going into it, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good story. I understand. Oh, I read one recently. Can't remember titles. I don't know. It was more women's fiction-y than romance, but it didn't.
I like realistic romances involving married couples with a child, and then the main female heroine has to take care of the child, and then they have like their own marital problems because they're navigating parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
It's so specific. Okay, fine.
That is
no,
very
you're good.
Specific.
I'm
trying to think of one. I feel like I've read one like that.
I don't know. I feel like parenting.
There's
hard.
I know. I don't like reading parenting.
Oh, The Takeover, right?
Takeover. I love the trope with older kids. Like teenagers, where they have to like deal with like a new parent. I love that.
Kristen Ashley does this a lot. Clearly, Kristen Ashley's not for everybody, but because most of her main characters are older, aka 30 plus, but a lot of them are in their 40s, most of their kids are teenagers or adults, and that makes for an interesting story. I will say, Katie Robert, her erotica, Cat Taylor, it does not have a HEA. So, like, if you want very steamy, they just amicably walk away from each other. That would be a book.
Yeah. I feel like
not a romance, though.
Novelettes. Is that what they're called? Technically, they're shorter than a novella.
You can be shorter than a novella?
I don't remember.
There's like a novella,
I just call them
and then
shorts.
there's like a novelette where it's like literally like 40 or less pages.
Oh.
It's like really quick.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
it's like
I love
glimpse.
that word.
That's what I heard it being called. Like, it doesn't have to have, because it's just like a snippet. It'd be like a couple of chapters in a main book or something like that. It's really just meant to be quicker. It's not meant to be like a full short story, like a novella.
I always see those labeled short story. Like, if I see it short story, I assume it's under 50 pages. Alexandria House has a few of those.
Oh, like her mixtape. I think you read that, Heather, right?
Yeah, I've read all of her mixtapes. I have 3 books left in her whole backlist. Her mixtapes, though, are more erotica. Her mixtapes, I think, are brilliant because they're literally one scene from, like, one of her couples, and a lot of times she doesn't say their name until, like, closer to the end of the scene, but she has like their quirks and the way they talk to each other and stuff. A lot of times if you read their book, you can tell who it is even though she hasn't said their name yet, and I think that that's pretty cool. Minotaurs, The Masked Minotaur by Chase Verity is a sapphic minotaur, kind of Zorro-like novella. It's pretty short. And just FYI, in The Masked Minotaur, the first version is smutty, and then in the same file, she has a clean version. So if you don't want sex on page, there's both options.
That's pretty cool.
That's marketing. That is marketing.
Real good.
Someone said Lovely War. I just saw that. It has Greek gods. That was one of my favorite books of last year.
Is it a romance? I didn't think that was in fiction.
It is historical fiction-y, but it follows 2 couples, not including the Greek gods that are telling their story. One of the characters has a happily ever after, and the other one kind of, but not really. So that's why it's considered historical fiction. It also has disability representation, which was really cool.
Okay.
Thea Harrison, her Elder Scrolls urban fantasy series, it follows a different couple each book, or mostly. The first one is a dragon, and it's very good, but all of his sentinels are different species, and they have a heartbeat, and her book is like book 7, which you could probably read on its own, because it would, like, there would be an overall plot that you could jump into, but like it's the first time following them as characters. And then mermaids, I have to find her name. It's a author that I follow. She writes, I swear, a new mermaid book every month.
Are they novellas?
Oh, it's Alira Ceres. She's a Mexican-Irish author, and she writes BIPOC, really diverse fantasy and paranormal. And she's obsessed with mermaids. So she writes a lot of mermaids. Like one of them is Riptide by Lyra Ceres. She also has written Sirens and Fae.
I like sirens.
But she writes very sad things, so I don't read a lot of her. Because literally, I was following her on Instagram, and she was like, my editor tells me I need to stop ripping people's hearts out. And I was like,
no, keep doing it.
no.
Please.
Take my soul.
I read one of her books, and I messaged her. I was like, I'm really stressed out. And she's like, I have never gotten that before. I was like, well, here I am. I've never heard of this.
Mm-mm.
Do you guys like Motorcycle Club romances?
That
don't
sounds familiar.
haven't
I've
read it,
only
no.
read a couple. I liked Mute by, I forget the author's name, but Mute was good. But I haven't read too many.
I really like some of them. I like Jessica Gaziella's. I like Joanna Wild's. My worst book of the year.
Like Jessica Gonzalez? Like how you-
Gaziella.
Godziella?
Gaziella.
Her. The first book that I read from her was her Thanksgiving novel.
Yeah, Stuffed or
Stuffed.
her
It's
other
the
one.
opposite of what she actually writes. I love Stuffed.
Stuffed
the
is so
heroine
good.
ate chips. Like me.
I know. She stress eats entire bags of potato chips.
Like me. I'm like, yes, keep going.
It's so cute.
And then she goes to her family dinner for Thanksgiving dinner, and then she sees like the older brother's best friend or something, or the childhood friend again. So
Yeah.
cute. Just never read her dark stuff. I stayed on her light side.
That one, she has that one. She has another Thanksgiving one that I can't think of for some reason. And she has a couple of Christmas ones too. Unwrapped is the alpha where they get snowed in the cabin together. And Ugly Sweater Season, I think is what it's called, is friends to lovers in the city. They both have dogs. One is hideous, and they go on 12 dates. And it's so cute. It's really cute. And Peace, Love, and Macaroons is also a very sweet one from her. But generally speaking, there's a lot of romantic suspense and dark stuff in her. In her Navasink Bank. But Counterfeit Love is really good. If you guys want to read it, because it's like a prickly heroine and a cinnamon roll sunshine hero, and she's a survivor of sex trafficking, so she's trying to take down all the sex traffickers. Well, she's not trying to take down the sex traffickers, her friend is. She's trying to take down clients, and she needs a counterfeiter, so she blackmails him into helping her, and he's never seen her before in his life. She like breaks into his apartment. This is like how it opens up, and it's like, yeah, you're working for me, or this is happening. And he was like, could have just asked. Like, I would have done it. And then it's great. She rescues him. It's good stuff. All right. We are, I feel like, close to wrapping up. But what is a specific plot device or plot that you just would really like to see used more in romances?
I need some examples.
Yeah,
Someone
me
else
too.
go first.
I have ones that I hate that I don't want to see, but
Well, what's the opposite?
Same. I have
can't
one that I
think
hate.
Okay, you can do the rant. I don't care. I've been ranting.
nah, I won't do the rant.
I feel like the ones that I like, there's a lot of them. So there's not really any that I
You're
want
very
to see
basic.
more.
Is that
Yes,
what you're?
I am very basic. Usually, if a
No.
lot of people like something, I will like it too.
I agree with Brie though. Like I don't have a specific. Like, I feel like a trope has to be done well. If it's done well, I'll like it regardless.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I don't read for specific tropes. 'Cause I just have
No.
tropes that I hate that just irk me when they're done poorly. Like that's the only thing. But usually, like I found books that I've loved with tropes that I don't like because I was like
Right.
the author does a good job with this. So I'm like, I don't know. I agree with Brie. Like I don't have a one that's like I love this trope.
I feel like if it's a trope I hate and it's done right, that just makes it annoy me more because it's
Everything
more
annoys
powerful.
you.
Everything.
And I'm just like,
What doesn't annoy you? That's what we should talk about. Next
happy
shorter
couples,
conversation.
violent meet cutes, sociopaths who are obsessed with their person.
Kidnapping.
A list. Kidnapping as a love language, specifically, great. For monsters and gargoyles, Evita Weiss has both of those, and they were not sad. Now, she did threaten that the next one is supposed to be very sad. But Feed by Evita Weiss is a death moth fairy and a succubus, and they are coworkers who hate each other, and she uses a service for feeding, and he's the person that shows up. And it is, first of all, so hot. It's like BDSM, like she's wearing a collar or she'll literally suck the life force out of him. And he's like, I know you hate me, and I know how much you hate me, but I do it for you, and like I'm not gonna give it to you until you admit it and stuff. And it's just like, what are you doing? But it's so good. And Skin is a gargoyle and a banshee, and not a banshee. That was a lie. Maybe
I have that on my TBR. I saw
it wasn't a banshee. It's anyways, whatever she is, which my brain lost. She can't touch things without the memory staying with her and like being a thread inside of her mind that, you know, is clamor and takes up space and stuff. So every object that she touches is like that. But then any living being that she touches, they're now connected. She feels all their emotions and stuff. And it's very overwhelming, especially at the beginning. But like the more time and distance that they have between them, the better it can be. And they are like investigators, and she uses her touch ability for investigations, and he's her like gargoyle bodyguard. And they accidentally touch. They've been like partners for like 4 years, and she finds out that there's a little bit of desire buried way down deep. And she's like, well, we already touched. I literally can't have sex with anybody unless I go back to one of my exes, which I don't want to do. We could do it. And there's praise kink, and there's like a size difference, but we're gonna make it work, and it's just very, very, very good.
See, I want more dom sub relationships, but where the more feminine character is the dom, and the more masculine character is the sub. I feel like that doesn't.
Yeah, I don't like that. It doesn't work for me.
I love submissive heroes. I'm a big fan.
There's
a Kristen Ashley series too.
Kristen
Honey
Ashley.
series.
yeah.
I saw Taji on her channel talk about it. It's like the Honey series.
The Deep, yeah. They're like alpha. I haven't read it, but they're alpha men who are submissives. Like that's how it is, kind of whether they want to be or not. And the first guy, I think, doesn't think he wants to be. Kristen Ashley also has Deacon is a switch, so sometimes he is in charge and sometimes he's not. I feel like I've read other switches too.
The pool boy, I felt like, was like that. The hero was
Ooh, I'm reading that this week. I'm so excited.
Are you?
Mm-hmm.
There's a historical romance called The Devil's Submission, and he likes to have pain, like in his like.
Oh.
Yeah, so then she has to do it to him, but then she doesn't know that he wanted to do this, so he had to be very vulnerable and tell her like, "This is what I like, and I want to be a submissive," and then she has to be the dominant, and she's like, "Oh, I like it. I'll do it with you."
By Nicola Davidson?
Yeah.
Can you read that series out of order? Because that's book 2.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Totally. I read it out of order by accident.
Oh, it's only
That
81
happens a lot.
pages too. Oh, that's
It's a
great.
novella.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Okay.
It's like hot and steamy, Charles, if you want it. Nicola Davidson, that series, very hot. They work. They own like a sex club, and it's like where people
cool.
can go explore themselves. Yeah.
I've heard of that one. Yeah.
I've read something similar to that. I don't think it's that one, and I can't think of what it is, but something really similar.
Well, I have a trope that I like, or a plot point that I like. I figured it out. There we go. Cool. Literally, that's the whole time I've been sitting here, like, get it together, like, pick something, figure something out. I read it recently in a historical romance, but I know that there's some contemporary romances out there where one of the characters goes to the other and is like, I need you to teach me how to do everything, like be sexy, or teach me about like intimacy and all that stuff. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The kiss quotient.
The kiss quotient, yeah.
Yes.
That's immediately what I thought of.
There's some like new adult ones in college where they do that. But I read the new Joanna Shoot, The Lady Gets Lucky. That one's like that. I really like that one. I love that one.
Kiss Quotient made me cry, so no
Really?
thank you.
What
Like
was
50% through. I was so upset. I was just like,
So you didn't read the
No, I
series?
read it. I read the whole. Well, I read the whole first book. I didn't continue. When she like meets his family and she's like really upsetting them and doesn't understand why, and then she's like really upset, and I was just like, but like everybody wants to be happy. Why can't we just?
Yeah, you gotta skip the heart principle then. The heart principle is about.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, I'm.
Oh, I cannot wait for that.
Me too.
Caregiver romance.
not.
But they are both not sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just caregiver.
The submissive pleasure slave thing at the Honey Club by Kristen Ashley. The first one is The Deep End. The series is Honey.
Okay.
I knew I didn't have it right, but I really like when they have a violent meet cute and like don't like people and are obsessed with each other and kill a lot of other people without anything too bad happening to them. And like they're taking on the world together. Really, for me, it's them taking on the world together. You can give that to me in not any trope. That's not true. There's plenty I don't like. But all of my tropes, I just have such a huge problem. Like, I don't have a problem with the third act conflict, but I think that the third act breakup is ridiculously overused because the majority of couples aren't going to break up and then get back together a week, 6 months, a year later and live happily ever after together. If you're living happily ever after together and 2 chapters ago you couldn't communicate about a phone call you overheard. So I don't understand how you're never going to just leave them again. Like you didn't talk to each other. Whereas you can have the same kind of formula for your book. You can have the conflict at the same point, and you can even have them have a fight about it where maybe they overheard something and they leave. It can be for 2 hours. It doesn't have to be a breakup. Like, you can have the same thing and have an external conflict. I just feel like it has to make sense for your couple. Is that how your couple would react? Would they be like, no, you broke my heart, you lied to me. You lied to me. You lied to me about, turns out you were the thing I wanted the whole time, but that thing that I had the crisis about for the entire book, where I was like, no, I can't date a criminal. Turns out you're not a criminal, but now I can't be with you because you lied to me about being a criminal, even though you literally couldn't tell me. Those, like, it doesn't make sense to break up. And everybody resolves conflict differently. Like, for me, I get mad. Give me just, like, the teeniest amount of time, and or apologize. Pretty much you apologize to me, I'm over it. I'm good. But, like, if you're not ready to apologize yet, all I need to do, like, I need to clean my house, or I need to read, probably need to listen to music, but, like, it just, like, give me a minute to work through it. I'm not threatening divorce. I'm not leaving in a huff with you not knowing where I am or where I'm going or who I'm with or if I'm coming back. Like, I just feel like that's not a thing we all do. Because you respect the other person enough to, like, let them know you're not leaving them? I don't know. It frustrates me.
Yeah, I think in general, romance, I love when you have good communication in romance. Like, I think some romances use miscommunication a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, they see, the hero's flirting with a girl. Instead of talking about it, the heroine just goes like, I'm breaking up with him and running away. But I like when you have books where you have characters, somebody just go talk to him or have a conversation. Even when it comes to the intimate scenes, like consent and all that stuff, I think communication, I just love seeing when an author does that in any type of context. If they have any conflict or any issues, like, they can be angry, they can have their feelings, but, like, I love when they have a good conversation and, like, actually talk about issues that they're facing, because I think that's more realistic, and you can create better drama with the characters if you don't rely on, like,
right,
you can tell me this.
I feel like it's almost lazy writing. Like, you didn't know how to write dialogue, so you just don't have them talk. You know? That's why an author who does good dialogue, they're, like, my favorite. Because I'm like, this sounds like two people talking. It sounds like two people talking who are smarter than me and funnier than me and have a more interesting life than me. Great.
I agree with Chris. I would like to see this more, too.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point.
Or even their language for, like, their family members. Like, the two main characters may speak, the same language, but they have, like, a language barrier with their family or something like that they have to, like, learn and overcome because they want to, learn about that because they care about that person. I like that too, when they incorporate their family. When it's not toxic, but when they incorporate the family. Like that. Right. Even with sign language, a lot of people forget that, but sign language.
Yes,
too.
I was just going to say I would love to see that language barrier when it's sign language, and because I love to see the other person learning it so that they can communicate.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that gets done in, like, Captive Captor or Fantasy or Alien, but not so much just to people who don't have some ridiculous plot forcing them to learn a language / get a magic, very techie communicator implanted.
Right.
Just skips that. All right. Anything else?
I think that's all I got.
Okay. Well, we were on for 2 hours, so thank you to everybody who watched. If you made it through the whole way, extra points for you. I'd love to know if you have other things. You can put them in the comments if you're watching the replay. But thank you, everybody, for coming on. I'm sure most of you all know all of these people already. But if you don't, make sure that you check out their channels. They're all listed in the description. And it was a lot of fun. I don't think I've had like any of you on my channel before, have I? For like a live show?
I don't think.
I don't think so.
Unless, have you hosted a read along?
I have, but I don't remember who was on.
I don't remember.
So they don't count. Read-alongs don't count. That's not. That's...
Yeah,
but I've
really
been on live shows with everybody here at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is the first time you've been with me, so I now feel kind of left out, excluded.
No, I swear to God, we were in a live show together, Heather.
No, we weren't. What were we in?
I don't know. I don't remember either. It's not mine, obviously. I don't host live shows.
I don't feel like this happened.
Really?
I feel like this was a dream.
I'm gonna go see.
Are you gonna go search?
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it offline, obviously. Can't call myself out like this online.
You weren't like on World Hoppers or anything, right? I feel like nobody has me on. I have you people on.
I don't do a lot of live shows on my...
Yeah, I don't do live shows.
I don't do a ton of lives.
Hey, I had you, for my whatever 1,000 subscribers, I had you submit a video.
Yes, you gave me a shout out. I'm proud of you. Charles, Lisa told us that she has now been a guest 2 times and you're in conversation. Guess who has not been on in conversation? I realized that possibly I wouldn't bring like as many viewers, but like I would bring opinions, and I feel like
I don't think that's what it's about for Charles.
Yeah,
I do a story too.
I was on there.
What does that have to do with me? I don't see where you're going with this.
Okay, Tori suggested a topic because I need a topic that like the other person's passionate about.
Do you
but the video doesn't
Heather?
work.
If you comment a topic, he'll have you on.
Okay.
True. Tori
I feel like I've possibly gotten caught in the fact that I don't watch all of them. I've only watched like a couple, so maybe that's why. I didn't know I was supposed to comment. I just thought you reached out to people you liked and were like, "Here, you want to talk to me?" No,
he found me because like we read the same shitty bully romance novel, and we were like, "Yeah, let's talk about it."
Don't spoil it.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, but also at the same time, like Charles doesn't use bigger users for clout. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
He just likes talking to us, no matter the number.
Right. You tell yourself that with your 7,000 subscribers. We all love you.
But like
we all just love you for you.
But the other person's not interested in the topic.
My people follow me because
it doesn't work. If you don't have a strong opinion, it's
That's true. It'd be like dead air.
Yeah, it'll be dead, and then we would just be like, "Yeah, let's scrap the video."
Everyone has strong opinions about a lot of things, though. You just have to.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I can give you whatever topic it is that you want. I can probably talk about it for a while.
You guys should talk about
enthusiastically.
emotional romances. Why Heather hates them, and Charles, you don't mind them. You like emotional romances.
Yeah, I like them.
Debate.
It's because you guys don't
Heart.
feel enough. You don't feel enough, okay?
Okay, you said the kiss quotient made you cry, and that's like the least. I think your meter for like sadness is like I'm like on like someone has to actually die or something tragic, or like hero the prologue. She just got upset. I didn't cry about that.
She was trying her best, and she was misunderstood.
It makes me cry too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, family issues makes me cry. I cried there probably too as well. But like, it's not sad. It's just, it's not
right.
that
Like the book's not sad.
Emotional.
It's just emotional.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am a sympathetic crier, and Burton Guster and I clearly would have gone along if he had bothered to stick around for me. I cannot watch you be sad and not like tear up with you. I'm just like
I felt that way in Bree's real reading blog when she read Real by Kelly Ryan. I
didn't watch it.
I read that book, and then the day after, or maybe that night, I watched her vlog, and I cried both times. Like, I cried with her. I was in my bed, and I was like crying with her.
I'm not a big crier, and
I didn't watch it because I was just like, oh, this is gonna destroy me. Let me not.
I don't blame you.
I cannot wait for your sad book vlog, Heather.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the quote.
Sad.
First of all,
I will say though, there are some books where like you guys have cried in them, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna read it, and I don't cry. Like Archer's Voice, I didn't cry in that.
Yeah,
I teared up.
Oh, I'm sure I would sob my eyes out. I'm positive.
Please read that in your sad video.
Yeah,
it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Like,
honestly, Real's a possibility too, but I'm just like, can I do it?
I feel like Real is actually like Archer's Voice. I wouldn't categorize as sad. I mean, it's heartbreaking at times.
Sad.
There's a
huge difference.
There's a huge difference.
Fall Back Skyward didn't make me cry either. I felt emotional, but I didn't.
Yeah,
cry.
it's emotional, but it's not like wah.
But then I cry in the most random books.
But it's
that,
not like wah.
Yeah, it's not like oh.
I think I
know
cried
what
like
Lisa
a
said.
historical that was supposed to be like happy, and I just was like sobbing. And Brandon was like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "This book is so sad."
Which one?
I'm trying to think of it. I don't know. Oh, it was a Maya Banks one. I want to say it was Never Seduce a Scot, but it could have been in. Yeah, I think it was Never Seduce a Scot. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah, I read some sad ones too recently.
Yeah.
Let me write down this video idea.
That's a good video idea.
I'm very excited about it. Like, you need to cry on camera though.
Oh, in the
I
vlog?
want to see like snotty red face. I want to
You will see. You will see why I avoid it.
I need proof
so much. I've already cried in multiple vlogs on accident, which is what happens.
Honestly, that's what happened with Real to me too. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Oh, see, Lisa, you brought us a person.
Hello.
Hi.
He already knows you. You're the only one he's familiar with.
You know what's the sad part is that like on lives, like my personality is like, let's talk, but then like in my videos I feel like I'm very stiff, and I'm just like, okay, so the next book recommendation is.
No, you're.
I think your videos are great.
I know you're funny. Like you have such a great sense of humor.
I'm so
I like
dry and sarcastic.
Like when I love
I
love your sense of humor. I love that dry like, humor. So when I'm watching, literally, when I tell you I almost spit out my coffee watching your video, I legit was sitting right at my computer, and I started watching it, and you pulled out that little mic.
Oh my god. The mic the whole time.
The little mic didn't make me laugh. The little mic not being plugged in made me laugh hysterically.
That video was supposed to get me viral on YouTube, and it's like not even 1,000 views. And the reason why is because my demographic is 25 to 35. So like they're not on TikTok.
They're not on TikTok.
We're like, I'm not on TikTok, but now I don't want to join. And I'm like, but where are the TikTok people trying to get big on TikTok? Like, where's Gen Z? I was like waiting for the Gen Z viewers to come. And I was just like,
did Naima watch it?
I know. He's gonna say, have Naima shout you out, and like, I'm sure she's friends with more
Naima.
Is she really big on TikTok?
No.
No, but just like get her and all her friends. Who else? Deja?
She talks about TikTok a lot. Deja does too. But Naima's 19, and she does a lot of TikTok themed booktube videos. So,
no.
You know, she's
I'm
a
just
person.
That's my historical romance that I accidentally turned my channel into by accident.
Okay, I love that Chris talks about how much he loves Lisa. And then he talks about how he's also been subscribed to me for an eternity. And I have never seen his face before. So where are the comments? How do I know?
Don't say that to Chris.
I'm just asking Chris. You're like, I love you, but I've never seen you. Why don't you?
Hey, some people just watch and they don't.
Some people just watch casually and they don't comment.
Monetize?
I'm aware of that.
Are you monetized?
Me? Yeah.
There you go. That's how he pays. No
Exactly.
comments, just pays.
But
Exactly.
Chris, you had such good comments in the live
he's
show. We could have been
here.
talking this whole time.
Okay, Heather wants a friend. Heather wants a friend.
This is true.
She wants a friend outside of
She wants a
us.
subscriber and a friend. That's what she's doing for.
I like talking to people in the
Heather,
comments.
support your silent supporters.
They're all silent supporters. More of you need to be vocal supporters
No,
so I can
see-
talk to you.
Heather takes note of who comments on her videos and who doesn't. Like she's
I
got a
do.
running
I
list. If you
truly-
do not,
I truly try not to.
You
but
do?
you do. Yeah,
Just in my brain. Just in my brain. I'm just like, you don't watch me. Go no. Which I would just like to point out had all of you. So turning over a new leaf.
Okay, in my defense, I watch YouTube on my TV. So like
Exactly.
I don't have my phone where I can leave
Yes,
a
yes.
comment.
Yes, but we're mutuals on like Instagram and stuff.
Oh my god.
You could be like, you know what? That was a great video. You
The
know
title
what?
of
This
this
story is hilarious. You could just swipe up and
Heather-
react to the laughing
Heather,
face
are
to
you-
my story, and then I would know you're there.
Are you a high maintenance friend, Heather? You're seeming a little high maintenance.
It's okay if you are. I just need to be like.
I want to know so we
We
can
just need to
cuddle.
know how we can best support you.
If I need to
Heather
comment
needs to
on
be
every one of your
coddled.
videos, I will do it. You need to tell me if that's what you need from me as a friend. I will do it for you.
If you just need
watch all
emoji.
your
I know.
videos. I don't always comment on everyone's.
Are we allowed to just use emojis, or do we have to have long, thoughtful comments on your video?
Well, I mean,
what are the rules?
If you could be like, I would like to say emojis, but the truth is,
Oh my God.
like, how am I supposed to have a conversation with the emoji?
Listen,
my God.
I commented
How
on
do
your read-along video, and I said, "Hey, I'm so excited to read this by Kate Daniels or whatever," and you were like, "That's the series, that's the author name." I was like, "I'm having a bad fucking day." Okay, I'm here for you.
I was nice about it. You couldn't read my tone.
If people comment on your videos, you're mean to them.
Oh my god.
Is the emoji thing the one where you like at a random point in the video go like, if you made it this far, comment a
No,
Oh my
I don't
God.
do that. But it's where
No.
like you just comment 3 hearts or whatever. And then all I do is comment back hearts. I don't get to say, you know what? Yes, that was a moment of brilliance. Thank you for
But you
recognizing.
know, you do that too. You do the emoji thing because you'll leave the sipping tea.
When I'm busy. When I'm like washing dishes, I'm like, shoot, the video's almost over. And I'll like add emojis. Because I
I know if you're
comment.
watching on your phone
lot.
and you're like doing your watch later, it'll switch to the next video before I'm done like commenting. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going back.
Yeah,
I do
sometimes
this.
I watch Tori's videos as soon as I wake up in the morning and I just click on it and I'm still sleeping, but she's like talking to me and I'm like, well, I can't comment now because I'm still sleeping, but I'm appreciating it.
I'm okay with that. That's totally fine.
I know. I'm like, I don't care how you.
You give me that view, give me that ad money. I don't care.
Give me those views.
You don't even have to
I'm not.
watch-
I'm not saying that I'm high maintenance, but I would just like to point out that Lisa mentioned she watches Tori.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Tell me you're high maintenance without.
And that
telling me
was
you're high
it.
maintenance.
That was
I
it.
think this
That
live
was where the list ended.
The live just what are you talking about? I think the live just changed into a totally different topic now at this point.
I feel like we're getting roasted even though we're guests.
I
Yeah,
know.
definitely.
She wonders why people don't go on her channel.
Listen, people,
We were roasted in the beginning.
you're allowed to roast me back. I don't take offense to it. It's
Are you
just
sure?
Heather,
I don't wanna roast the host.
just know we love you for how you are, and that's totally okay.
Exactly. See, Tori is my support system who's just always like, I'm not the one roasting you, so you like.
And
yes.
I'm like, I am. I'm doing it.
I just want to point
Sarcasm.
out that if I'm involved, I'll say I'm involved. If I say I'm roasting you, I'll say I'm roasting you. But if I'm not, I'll be like, hey, that wasn't me. I don't want to get in trouble.
It's okay. Tori roasted her soul to take, which broke my heart when I
Oh,
saw
I
your
did.
video. I was like,
I roasted that.
Well, Charles, did you see my video? No, you didn't.
Oh my
did you? because I DNF'd her Soul to Take. And is anybody bringing that up? No. Why? Because you didn't watch it.
I feel like you would DNF it, though.
It was during the readathon. It was 8% through. They still haven't met each other. I was on a schedule. I needed to move.
Oh,
I don't remember saying this comment. I don't think that was me, truth be told. That doesn't sound like something I would say. Yeah. I give grace to all you people with the TVs. I do. But every time I post a video, I post it in my Instagram stories. So you're not looking at that on your TV. I'm just saying.
Okay, to my defense, I don't look at Instagram stories. It's better if you just DM me or send me a message.
Honestly, well, and I just don't.
You don't answer messages for days.
Thank you.
Right.
Like, there's just not enough time in the day to watch every single Instagram story and every single YouTube video. I pick and choose, and I do it when I can.
Listen, I'm not saying you have to watch everybody. I'm literally saying you have to watch me.
As long as we're clear.
Like, there is time in the day for my 3 videos a week, I feel like.
Heather, this has turned into a very unsafe space for your guests.
Subscribers and followers, Heather. Don't you feel good? You should feel great.
Do you want to do a conversation video, Heather?
Yes.
Yes, I do. Thank you for picking me number 73.
Okay, but I don't have a topic, though. So...
No, the topic can be how Heather expects everyone to watch her. And watch every single one of her stories, every single one of her, but like not everyone else, but her. To be fair though, Heather, you do comment on my videos a lot, and your comments are thoughtful, and it's obvious that you watch my videos, and I always appreciate that.
Exactly.
That is true. She does do that. She does that. Unless she's like busy, she'll just leave an emoji, or she'll.
In all seriousness, agreed. You cannot watch all of everybody's videos. So. Like, what I try to do for the creators that I like is I kind of pick the video of that week that they made that interests me the most, and I watch it. Or if I don't feel like watching BookTube, I don't. Like, I'm not going to comment on your video and ask you for a collab when I don't like you. like, I'm just saying. Like, if I'm like commenting and watching and interacting, it's not because you have 9,000 subscribers. It's because I actually like you. Because, like, I feel... Okay, you're going to roast this, and then we're going to be done. But I get so annoyed with people I don't like that I can't even fake, like, the viewer relationship. I can't do it, because I'm just like...
That's fine.
But you know what? I gave you that book recommendation and you didn't say it, so no. So
how do you know that they gave you that book recommendation, or that you gave them the book recommendation? Like, how do you know?
Yeah, because like 5 other people may have recommended it.
No.
Bree talked about the Minotaur one, but like I've heard about that one from I heard it from everyone.
Exactly.
And then it hit me in the face on TikTok, and then like Lacey was reading it, so then like you get it from all different sources. Lacey got it from Twitter. I was like, "Oh, did you check out Bree's video? Is that how you got the rec?" And she's like, "No, Lisa. I got it on Twitter."
Yeah.
Naima, you need to shout out Lisa's TikTok BookTube really video to all of the generation.
Don't.
You don't have to do anything.
Naima, you should do it.
To all your Gen Z friends.
Yeah.
Naima, why?
I'm going to make a video roasting Sophie Lark's books just for you.
The way that this is so alarmingly accurate is just... I didn't need it.
It's like a compliment, but a backhanded compliment.
It's literally like you are the person who's not reading all the same books, and that's why we don't watch you. So, cool. Kudos to you. What was I even saying before this? I don't know. It was important. I feel like it was nice.
Something about, in all honesty,
you don't like
something.
Big. with people that you don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't like.
Oh. How do I know that they got the book recommendation from me and then didn't shout me out? I'm glad you asked, because as you pointed out, you can get that from many things. But when literally you're like, I would really like to read a book with this. If you know of one, let me know. And I am like, here's my recommendation because it's exactly what you want. And you are like, thanks, sounds so good. Downloading now. And then you're like, this is the best book ever. I discovered it. No, you didn't though. You discovered it in my comment.
No, drop names.
No.
In the group chat.
Expose
I
people.
can't because you would all know who it is and then I would feel very bad.
What's the point? You're just
Well,
leaving cookies crumbs and like.
So it's someone that we know is what you're saying.
Ooh.
Obviously, this romance booktube community is pretty small. Like we all know each other. I feel like.
But honestly, though, like I get book recommendations from in different places. I finally had to start making a spreadsheet, and I put people's names because I forget. Like if someone recommends it and I don't read it for a long time, so I had to make a spreadsheet so I wouldn't forget.
Because sometimes I'm like, I think I saw this on Instagram, and
And I can't remember.
That's all I say. But
Naima knows. Let me DM her.
Wait, Naima
Wait,
knows?
share the.
Naima might know. I don't know.
Naima.
Naima, tell us.
I'm really nosy. You have to tell me. Like, I'm extremely nosy. I will go through comments.
You guys will be mad at me. I don't feel like you'll take my side.
Maybe, but
I need to protect my fragile place in this friend group, which is...
Oh my god, it's not fragile.
It's my friend.
yes, we do. I read every single comment. I might not, like if it's a comment that I don't have anything to reply to, sometimes I won't, but I read every single one.
It honestly depends on your life, especially like your work hours and the amount of comments that you get. If you work full time, for instance, Ashley from Bookish Realm has talked many times about how she used to answer every single comment, and she is a single mom who works full time. Now she has like 20,000 subscribers. She gets hundreds of comments on every single video, and she can't like at all. So but pretty much I'd say for the most part, if the person has under 10,000 subscribers, they likely are still getting to every comment. So, and that's like Elle Brooks. Sometimes I comment on her videos, but she has like 95,000 subscribers, which I love her. I adore her. Listen, Charles, listen.
Wait,
Nobody asked you.
Charles, share it.
Wait, I just want to point out that Charles just...
I told you. You can't just say it. You can't just say it. You can't do it.
What?
But anyways.
What? What did I do?
Yeah, what did he do? He just ranted? Oh. Oh.
I think he saw stuff. Anyways, I usually don't comment on like super large creators simply because they can't get to it. But if it's like somebody, and I try to do it the most for small creators, like if you have 100 subs, I'm commenting on your video if I watched it because I'm gonna be one of 3 comments. So
That's definitely true.
Yep, I do. I try and do the
I
same.
do that. All right, this has been good. I have dragged it out for an extra 22 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope
I'm
you
still
all
waiting
come
for
back.
the DM, Heather.
I don't feel like you will. I just want you to know that I am right, okay? I'm right about this.
Don't worry about what?
About this particular instance. And, if you want to tell me, it's fine. It'll be okay. I'll probably cry, but it will be okay if you leave me.
That's not stalkerish.
Don't get mad at him, Heather.
Be nice to Chris.
You don't have to comment on my videos.
Listen, yes you do. Yes you do, Chris. You need to comment on Lisa's videos. She keeps talking about how like life is so depressing, and you gotta comment.
I just DM Lisa if I watch one of her videos.
What do you mean? Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about my depressing ass life, and you're DMing me about how sad it is. I'm like, all right, Charles, thanks. Like, jeez.
But DMing doesn't help her analytics. So, I mean, her TikTok video could have reached more people if you had commented on it. Just think about that.
Does it?
Wow.
I don't think so. I think if you really want to grow on YouTube, commenting, I don't think it helps. I think it's just literally keyword searches and making sure your description is built and your titles are easily searchable, and that you're linking your videos properly to your other previous videos. So I don't know how this turned into a YouTube growth session, but if you have one popular video that's going viral, but you have some other newer performing videos that are not doing that well, at the end card, just change your videos to the newer ones so that everybody who's clicking onto your most viral video at the current moment can discover your new videos that have lower views, and then you can grow your feed like that. That's what I'm doing right now with one of my last 3 uploads. So that's just the tip.
Lisa, you're a genius. Commenting will help your analytics in the sense, though, that, like, don't you do better with AdSense and stuff like that if you have better engagement?
For AdSense, I just do the little input ad card here in between every 15 minutes so that I know I'm getting paid no matter what. And then afterwards, for comments, I'm sorry, but sometimes I don't reply to comments simply because
yes, I know. I left some.
I do not have the mental capacity to reply to comments. And one time a YouTuber got mad at me. No, she's not a YouTuber. A subscriber got mad at me. She's like, I always leave you comments, but you never reply back. And I'm like, sorry, Hilda, I will reply back to you. So her name is Hilda. But I love Hilda. Hilda, if you're watching this, you're my name.
Way to call her out.
I have 2 favorite subscribers. There's Judith, there's Hilda. There's those 2. Judith and Hilda are my favorites.
Right here. I'm subscribed. I've been subscribed for a long time. But the thing is,
subscribers who are old and watching on iPads and writing comments that don't make sense.
That's cute.
That's cute. Just long paragraphs too.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Yes, the thing is, I would never actually get mad. I got mad about the I discovered this book. You discovered it in my comment.
Just tell us who
you
it
didn't
is.
discover it.
I'm going
that
to figure this
well, okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I'm going to figure this out and
here's
then make a
the
YouTube
thing.
video about this for clout.
You know what?
You will not know.
You had to delete the BookTube Hot Takes one, which was going viral. So I feel like I should let you have a clout video, honestly, because that one was going real fast. Here's the thing: if she had said, "I can't remember who recommended that," I wouldn't be mad.
Is it the person who is in that video? Is that who you're referencing?
What video?
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
If she had said,
Oh, it's a she.
I don't remember who I got. It's a romance booktuber. You're the only one that's not a she. I genuinely don't know of any other male romance booktubers.
There's a couple out there.
Oh, send me them, because I don't know them.
Yeah, same.
There's the World Hoppers. There's 2
But are they romance?
2 guys. They're they mix up the genres.
The 2 best friends.
Yeah,
that,
Q and T or something.
Yeah,
They're World
yeah.
Hoppers.
Dylan, he doesn't like romance manga. I watch him.
Yeah,
Oh,
Dylan
yeah.
does romance manga.
But he does manga.
Yeah.
True.
True.
The majority is just manga,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Anyways, if she had just said she couldn't remember, it'd be totally fine.
Maybe she
said
forgot that someone recommended it. Was it how long after you recommended it?
Less than 2 weeks. I don't think so. See, I have a lot of reasons where I'm just I could give you grace, but literally, there's no grace here. No.
But was it a popular book? Or a people heard about?
No!
Did that book blow up after her?
No. Now the author's blowing up a little bit, but the book didn't. And the book is super underread and under talked about.
Oh, what's
Which
the book?
was why I was.
What's the
No,
book?
I can't do that. I can't do that because I made a whole video about it. I was like, I discovered it. And I'm like, no, you didn't. No.
What kind of video? Is it a wrap up or is it like?
I know,
we
we
gotta go
need
watch
to know.
every booktube video
Wait,
now out there.
You said she did a whole video on it?
It's literally a whole video about how much she loves this book.
Is
How
she-
about
This
this?
one-
Was
she
this
a
person
big
on any of our
booktuber?
channels?
Is she a big booktuber?
Yeah.
She's big.
No, she's not big.
Was she on my channel?
She's larger than me.
Not me, right?
Naima, DM.
Charles, how many people have you had on your channel that weren't me?
Okay, I'm not going to answer that.
Okay, listen. Maybe. I don't know. Could
Okay.
be. It's a possibility.
Okay, I'll give you two. Was it the audiobook videos or was it the in conversation videos? Let's not give me it away. There's multiple people in each.
Those aren't the same thing. I thought those were the same thing.
No,
I thought like the audiobooks were the in conversation, but talking about audiobooks.
Wait,
that
they
not
have
true?
completely different thumbnails.
I'm sorry. I'm exposing myself as a fake fan right now, but I thought they were the same thing. And I don't listen to audiobooks, so I skip all of those because I don't listen to audiobooks.
How long ago was this,
Yeah.
Heather? How long ago?
I feel like I'm giving you guys too many clues. I feel like
You really didn't give
we
us
should
anything.
possibly see. I feel like I'm being so obvious because like I can see it. I can
Not.
see the thumbnail. I can see all of it. I can also see her saying she discovered it.
Oh my gosh.
Naima just needs to tell us. Naima, DM us.
Naima, just
Naima,
drop
don't
it.
even do
Drop
it.
the knowledge.
Don't even do
Just
it.
drop it. Because you know we're gonna find out either way.
I'm scrolling through people's things right now. I'm about to figure this shit out.
Okay, Goodreads, compare books with everybody. Just keep comparing books and then just see which lines up, and then you'll know. You'll know.
Or you could literally. nah.
Chris has a
Really?
good
You
point.
can go
This could all be a
online right now
hoax
and you can
to
just
push
tell
your
them.
backlist videos.
No, it's not in my backlist.
No, the video where you talked about you discovered.
No.
Right?
That's not me.
Is that you?
No. This other person posted a video and was like, I love this. I would love to have books with this. And I was like, well, here you go. Here's the title. Here's the author. And then they replied to me, thanks. It looks amazing. I just downloaded it. And then they made a whole freaking video about how it's the best series ever, the best book ever, their favorite thing. And they
Series?
discovered it.
The
Is it a
series.
series or a standalone?
Wait, Tori looks like she knows. But like, also,
Tori, tell us.
Heather,
It's a
Wait.
it's
Now
a
I gotta
book
make sure. I
series.
gotta search.
wait, but Heather, like when you posted that like Instagram story, like asking like what give credit or like don't really.
Oh,
care,
you watched my Instagram story?
Did
I don't remember that one. I
someone-
would have commented and been like, "What are you
Wait,
talking
wait,
about?"
but
Tori.
did that person see it? Did that person?
Oh,
see
I
it?
don't remember. I don't remember.
Would we know this person?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently we do. 'Cause
Are
it's
we
a
friends?
small-
Are one of us friends with this person?
I don't know whose DMs you're in because it's not
Did it
mine.
reverse
You don't talk to
harem?
me. I don't know.
I'm not that. I don't have that many friends here.
What
It's a
genre?
reverse harem that's polyamorous. It's polyamorous, okay? It's not just a reverse harem. It is everybody is involved with everybody else. And I was like, here you go. Here you go. Because I have recommendations for it. And you know.
Group therapy.
So yes, I think Charles might have figured it out.
Charles, DM.
Yeah, I need the tea.
It's all speculation right now. So we need Naima to tell us. We need Charles. We need Tori. The
Where is
research
even the
real.
private chat option in this? Oh, there it is.
Don't accidentally put it in the public one.
Can you imagine? Because I can.
Oh,
Okay.
Naima said check
All
your
right.
DM, Heather.
Oh hell yeah, Heather.
I hear that typing.
I know.
Why are we still live on this? Like,
The people want to know.
Hold on, I'm not part of this. Like I'm just a part of this live show. This is not my beef.
Lisa, I already said you were probably going to disown me after this. You can't then not immediately swear off of me like that.
Hold on. I don't like that person. That person knows that I'm not like, you know, I don't care. But like also like everybody like watching this live. In the end, if somebody hates us for something that we said something in this live,
you can always download it and then edit this out.
Listen, if you hate us for in this live, I don't know why you're on my channel in the first place, because I'm like this in every video. And I'm honestly, people might argue, but honestly, I'm not this obnoxious in real life. This is my on presence. It's where
It's your YouTube persona?
I have no, not my YouTube persona. It's when I'm on. When, you know how, okay, so like I'm an introvert, right? But I'm a pretty outgoing introvert. Like I don't have a problem interacting with people. But when I'm interacting with people that I like, I tend to be a terrible human being who, takes offense to everything they say and is like, yeah, I know how you meant that, but let me go with this version where you clearly meant it in the worst possible way and are just attacking me.
That's fair.
The person you're talking about would know. I don't think so, okay? Because I have a theory. I have a theory that nobody watches me. Obviously, that's probably not true.
it's
Lisa,
not.
Lisa, you don't comment. I don't know that you're there.
That's what I'm saying. Like it just comes out of nowhere. Like no offense, but you also never comment on my videos except for that TikTok one. So
Rude.
like, oh, you're watching.
Rude. I will have you know. You know what? I'm going to go look at your first videos. That's what I'm going to do because I was there. I was around. I was like, oh, I actually like this girl. And I subscribed early on.
Dropped off. And then you came back with TikTok and I was like,
listen.
Oh, she's still here. Oh, I feel
You,
so happy. And I was excited because I was like, oh, she's still here.
I like barely read historical romance. So every time you post a historical romance, I just
like literally my
scroll up.
No,
which is true for everybody.
Lisa has good recs.
No, I know she does.
I always ask her.
Excuse me.
What should I read?
Excuse me.
What? Okay, Lisa reads like a ton of historical romance. Like I don't never know what she's going to be reading until I see a video of hers drop.
Yeah,
I know she doesn't. I know Lisa doesn't love paranormal.
But
from the paranormal.
But I actually read your recommendations and talk about them.
I'm gonna read Breeze the Nightmare, that one that she wrecked, and then the Minotaur person milking, you know, we know what they're milking.
Oh, did you read the monster romance? This milking and the CM Nacosta one?
Yeah. I feel
I'm going to read that.
Reading it because everybody already talked about it, or everybody is going to talk about it, but I also just want to just read it because Bree was like, it's so slow burn, it's so cute. I didn't expect it to be this cute. And I was like, it looks like just smut, but okay.
I mean, it is, but somehow it's also slow burn. Like, it's very interesting.
That's what you said in your video, and I was like, okay, got it.
This is true. I did it.
It was the picture at the end that threw me off.
Ryan.
When I saw the picture of the actual creature, I was like, oh. I was like, this is...
We don't look at the picture. It's all here.
I just wanted more romance to it. Like, I didn't buy the couple. I was more interested about the facility and what they do there than the actual couple. If that makes sense. Because like the milk jugs, I was like, and it's a pharmaceutical company too. I'm like, wait, what?
It's a lot of ounces, also. A lot of ounces.
You got to be sure you have the machine on correctly.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the Minotaur one with the gloves? Oh my!
Yes.
I can't bring myself to read that. I cannot. I'm like, I don't know if I can ever get through it.
Tori, I'm gonna read it to you.
Oh my god! I literally remember taking a book like that and reading it to Brandon, and just like, cause I'll read him some parts of my book sometimes.
Yep.
What's this part? And he's like, okay. But if I read that, oh my god, I think he might lose his shit.
Those are the only things I read to JT is the smuttiest, weirdest parts.
I remember like Brie has her like Twitter and Goodreads linked together, so then like anytime she like updates her Goodreads, people comment and go like, "What are you reading?" And it's
What
just like
the F are
a
you
video, and we're like, okay,
don't judge me. It's for a video. Sometimes it's not though.
No, okay, listen. I read what I read, but I hide it on my shelves.
I started hiding it because people were
I don't need
commenting.
people to know what I read. Sometimes I don't even rank it on Goodreads because I'm like, I don't even need to add this on my Goodreads challenge anymore.
How do you hide stuff? And maybe I'm just behind
with
it.
an X, like don't show on timeline, and then like
that okay.
What?
You can hide it.
yeah, but then people can go to your Goodreads challenge if you
And
find
find
it,
it.
and then they'll just see like a whole row of like random covers.
I finally unlinked my Goodreads to Twitter because I was getting, like, because of all the weird stuff I read, I was getting a lot of comments. Like, what the F are you reading? Like, don't
So you know how I'm doing the tier ranking, which I might now have to include Lisa and Charles, even though I can only think of like 2 books that we've read, just so they know that I love them and aren't mad at me forever for having them on this live. But after the tier ranking video, I can only do like a couple because mood reader, hello. But after that, I'm going to have a vlog of judging my friends' reading tastes, and I'm planning on reading the Minotaur one, the milking one.
Oh, I
It'll
didn't.
probably be like a 5 stars because everybody that I saw was like 5 stars.
I know.
Everyone loves
I
it.
know.
Yeah.
But if I can roast it, I'm going to.
But then the problem with that though is then you go in with really high expectations, and then it's like, some people go into like hyped books and they want to not like it because everyone else likes it.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like, is the drama me? Is it me?
Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
I don't think I'm the drama.
I don't think I'm
No, I think Heather's the drama.
No, listen, I don't think I'm the drama is the mantra of my life. I'm just like, I don't think it's me.
Is it me?
I feel like Heather, you just need to do like a live show that's like almost like a talk show where you bring on a booktuber and you just spill a bunch of tea. In each episode, like we just come on your live, we're like, why are you asking me this question? I'm already exposed right now.
Like the what's Wendy Williams? Is that her? She just like.
I have so
Everything.
many hot takes on booktubers. Like
do
I
hot
have
takes.
ones that I think I have ones. Well, listen, I have ones that I'm pretty sure. I have ones that I think are racist. I have ones that I think steal book recommendations from other people. I have ones that I'm just like, I have a lot of opinions, which I keep
What
to
are you
myself.
watching on BookTube?
Why do you have such? Okay, I think I know what's
BookTube or
Listen.
romance BookTube?
our in conversation video now.
Oh, I don't bother to go with the mainstream booktubers. All my hot takes are on romance booktubers.
Oh my god.
I would love to
Oh,
know
no.
what kind.
Listen, there are more than you think there are, but there are ones that I'm just listen. And when I say that I'm pretty sure that they're racist, I mean I've been working on this theory for like a year and like
Why are
looking-
you watching them
looking
and
for
giving them
recommend-
views then?
no, I'm actually not. But just like looking at facts, I'm just like
Wait, I'm confused now. There's a conversation going.
I kind of feel towards him. I want to know, like, if you're gonna roast me, just like give me a heads up so I can like prepare myself for my
Right.
roasting.
Just like
For the hot takes
I'll give you
video.
permission, you can do it. Just like
Just like let me know.
I
She's
gotta
gonna be
put
tier
like
making our taste in books, but we're gonna go live at the same time that she premieres it, so that we can then rebuttal.
Lizzie said she's gonna go live later because
Watch the video, right?
Well,
Right,
what
exactly.
we'll do is we'll share the screen, and so
Yeah, and we watch it in real time.
We're watching
Yeah, but then it's still not like views on the video. It's views on the video of the video. If
That's
that
the
makes
Heather
point.
needs her views. Heather needs her views.
We're stealing thunder from reclaiming our reading taste by making a video reacting to your video. So people
tomorrow,
watch our video and not your video.
Izzy was literally like, I'm going to need you to message me names of people I should invite on. And she wanted all the low ones. And I was like, well, then you know the whole, like, they would all know. No. So now it has to be a more random. Listen, tomorrow I have to do so much work for that video because do I know how to rank?
Oh, no.
No. Do I know how to record my screen on the laptop? No. Do I know how to get the pictures of the booktubers to the tier ranking website? No. Do I know absolutely everybody that's going to be in the video? No. Do I know which books for everybody? Some of them, yes. Some.
So you're not ranking our taste in general? You're ranking the books that we like?
No.
Are you ranking the booktubers of who she likes?
Listen, I stole this. The amount of tea.
Listen, Charles and Tori, we're all in the bottom.
Listen, if you got on my channel, I promise you're not on the bottom. I promise. Because when I tell you there are people that I will never have on my channel, there's plenty. But so literally, like if I interact with you at all, you're not on the bottom. You're somewhere above there. Cause I literally don't. I'm just like,
makes us feel so much better. We're just like a step above the bottom.
Listen.
I'm the dirt on top of your shoe, not below your shoe, like on the sole.
I stole the tier ranking from Jashana. I think her channel name is Jashana C. She always confuses me.
It's
it is.
C.
Yeah. Okay, so I literally flat out stole this video from her. I commented and was like, hi, I'm stealing this video. So just, credit where credit is due. It's not ranking your taste. It's ranking your taste with how it compares to mine. So there's literally like, we are the same, trusted recommendations. Could go either way, honestly, very iffy. But and then there's, I forget what all I have. They're more interesting names than that. But the bottom, I'm not going to tell you. It's going to spoil. But
I'm so excited about that.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud. Do I still have to do all the work for it? Yeah. It's going to take me forever. But I think that would be great. And the thing is, again, like, this is going to be a disclaimer at the front of my video. I'm sorry, I'm still talking. I'm sorry. Okay. At the beginning of the video, it's going to be like, look, if I don't like you, I don't talk to you. So I actually like all these people. They're actually my friends. When I say all these terrible things about them and their reading taste, I don't mean it. Like, I watch their videos.
No, be truthful. You mean it. It's okay.
I don't mean it though. Because listen, I don't have the time. If I think your book recommendations are garbage, I don't watch you. Like,
I wonder why you watch me, because we don't have a lot of books in common.
Because every once in a while, will describe a book where I'm like, oh, I could actually read that without crying.
Every once in a while.
I more go with like people who like read like subgenres within romance that I'm interested in. So if I want to like see some good historicals to put on my radar or something like that, like, because recommendations is so hard to judge, like what will actually land.
That's why it's so great if people but some people are so much better at this than others, and it's kind of what I aspired to, but I don't pull it off. But it's literally just letting you know whether you will or will not like a book. So like, I know Jess, Peace Love Books Jess, I do not have similar taste to her. We have like opposite. She was like, I gave this book 1 star, or something like that. I think it was 1 star. She was like, I think I'm done with this author. This was so long ago, like years ago. But she described it. She was like, they literally get together and then they're just a couple the whole time. And I was like, what?
I've gotten recommendations from 1-star
Yeah.
reviews too.
And I was like, oh my god, that sounds like me. And I like read like all this author's books that I could like find that were on Kindle Unlimited and stuff, because she didn't like it, but she said what the book was. And I was like, well, that sounds like what I like. And that's so incredibly helpful. And like I said, some people are really good at this, but like, I mean, if we have nothing in common, I don't watch you. That's just that's it.
That's fair.
Well, sometimes
I
there's
watch
some
more for
people
the
like
personality.
exactly like Deshauna. I don't read
Yeah.
any of the same books as her, but I love her personality.
Yeah. But I feel like, this is just me, I feel like you can only have so many people like that, though. Because, like, I genuinely want book recommendations.
Well,
Like, I'm looking for books to read.
Like Lisa, I enjoyed her foray into vlogs. Because I prefer watching vlogs. I hate making them. I probably would never make a vlog.
I
It's
wish
like-
you did more traditional vlogs, Charles. I would love to see.
But I love when people do that because I just love like following them, seeing what they're reading, seeing what their mood reading,
Wait,
seeing
sorry,
like what they're doing.
you like my what? You like
Your
my
vlogs.
Oh, what about them?
You like
I just said I like them.
They're cute.
Oh,
I
Your
like the
first
longer-
one was hilarious.
Bree really liked the one where I shoved my phone in my bag because I filmed with my phone, and then I just brought it back out. And
I know, like you're so fancy.
Fucking piece of shit. Pulls it out of my ass. Wait, what? Where are we going with this? Okay, anyways.
My favorite thing about Lisa's videos is that she has the like the funny little clip right at the beginning, and then goes into the trailer, and then goes into the video, and then you see the funny clip again later in the video. But I don't know why. It's not even like you invented it, but I am just like, yes, this is it. This is what I'm here for.
So what I learned, so I don't know about you guys, but I watched a lot of like how to grow your channel on YouTube videos and shit like that. And then you have to like capture your audience for the first 30 seconds, loop them in, make them feel like they're entertained, and then slowly just die off, and then they could just continue watching because they're like already looped into the video already. So another tip.
You do a good job with it.
You just gotta go in. Anyway.
Then you have your song, which I can hear in my head right now.
Oh yeah. I made it longer. So more view money. No, I'm joking.
What?
If you make it longer, the video, you know, like how. Oh, by the way, like if your videos are too short, YouTube isn't gonna promote it, so it needs to be like 12 to like 13 minutes long.
Yeah, Charles.
Naima is coming for you,
Naima
Charles.
knows that's not true. I just commented on her video where she talked about her soul to Tate.
Speaking of Naima has the best comments. The best.
Oh
comments.
yeah, she does.
She will leave like multiple, and her reactions are my favorite thing. Like I
think
them.
Naima can be the next Steph Burr. You know, the TikToker that turned viral for on.
We're too old. The video.
I don't watch
Oh,
TikTok.
I know what you're talking
like
about.
200,000 booktube subscribers. Her videos are viral, like 65k to 100k views, and it's like all talking about like the same romances that like everybody's been talking about.
Oh my god.
But
So we
she's,
hate
like,
her? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I mean like go her, but we know the generation that watches her is Gen Z, so I want to be
Go her, but also we're doing better.
I aspire to
Happy for you.
because I know Steph is making the money. And that's
Happy for you, random person that never heard of.
Also, Tori's latest TikTok was awesome. I saw a bunch of people share it.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That took me like 4 times to do. I'm so excited. Yeah. I would do it, and then I would do like some stupid thing with my hand because I was trying to control my face. TikTok's hard, okay? Like I'm back on my TikTok bullshit. I took a break for a while. Now I'm
I
back.
can't do it.
I haven't even tried. I know that I will literally have a crisis of identity where I'm like, I'm not good at anything. I don't have the time. I'm not creative. I can't do the stupid thing. And then I watched Lisa's video and I was like, thank God I went with my gut. It was like, nope, you're not skilled enough for this. Let it be. Let it be. You don't have the bandwidth.
I gotta fucking do it.
It's interesting. A lot of TikTokers are moving to YouTube after
Are
they
they?
get big. I think there's
Yeah.
one I saw. I can't remember her channel name. But she was a TikTok, and now she has like 50,000 subscribers.
Oh wow.
Because I feel like YouTube, you can make more
Money.
money on it the bigger you get, because you get sponsorships and all of that.
Listen, a viral post is a viral
I'm
post.
sorry.
Hey, LinkedIn is good. Build your career.
I know, seriously. Make those connections.
Okay, but I've heard that there's more money on TikTok. That they're like getting
No.
paid
No
like
way.
Well, because like think of like the big, like the million subscribers,
like the sponsored
YouTuber.
books.
Like the big YouTubers, they're like millionaires.
But
Most of
no booktubers are that big.
Because BookTube is like still, it's like still like niche. It's getting bigger.
Yeah,
There have been
Most of the
quite
big
a
channels
few
are more lifestyle. They're
mainstream
lifestyle channels.
YouTubers that are now doing like bookish content, which is interesting. But I'm also like, screw you, we were here first. I can't watch you. You have too many subscribers and I've never heard of you before, so I just can't.
Oh, I didn't know that. There's so many. That makes sense because I see bookstores starting to like pay attention to what books are trending on Book Talk.
and it's all stuff from like 10 years ago.
Like Iceland Barbarians, all of a sudden like hitting a resurgence.
Oh,
It's
Lisa.
number one on Amazon.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lisa, but Lacey just posted, shared it that apparently Ice Planet Barbarians is getting picked up by like Penguin House, or either Brick. Yeah, she just posted about it.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to
Are you
say it's
kidding
going to
me?
be made into a movie.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were gonna say it's gonna be a movie.
That's what I thought too. I was like,
With
this
the
is
new
my
epilogue.
moment.
I was so confused for a second there. It's gonna be Avatar, but
No,
a
exactly.
hotter version.
way
of Avatar.
to psych us out, Tori, for literally nothing.
What picked
gonna
up
be
by
in
It's
Netflix.
gonna be republished. It's gonna be republished.
Yeah, with the new epilogue. So it's gonna be in
Which is great, but is not I lost the word. The word where they make it into a thing that you watch.
a movie.
Adapted. It's
Adaptation.
not adaptation news. It's just republishing. I thought for a second. I really did. I
know.
thought we were gonna get it.
Me too. But it'd have to be like straight to Netflix. Like,
I feel like a lot of things like that would be better in some sort of animation rather than trying to make actors look like that. Almost like an anime, but like a different style. Does that make sense? I feel like
they
a
just
lot
use
of
the same technology as they did in Avatar. It's already made.
this is true. But also, didn't they have like a huge budget? I don't remember.
Hey,
Right.
Netflix has the money. Look what they do with Shadow and Bone. I was like, Lee. I was like,
No,
they like made your books like 20 times.
I know.
I didn't like the
I mean, I
trilogy.
liked them. I didn't love them.
Same. I was like, when they did Mal in the TV
Mhm.
show, I was like, okay, now I see why
Yes,
Lena is
exactly.
so
I
hard.
did
I was
not
like, I
understand
get
Mal
it.
in the book. Exactly.
This is harsh, sir. This is really.
It is so niche, though. Like,
It's
I don't know.
niche.
that
Coming.
many-
They skipped it. They skipped
It
booktube,
is.
except for like the really big YA booktubers that we all know.
Yeah.
See the Reader.
Why is the biggest
Kelly,
one?
Mhm.
Clockwork Reader.
So let me
Sash,
make a Cassandra Clare video.
all those people.
Jealousy.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
True story.
hentai,
All right.
bro. Okay. It's getting late.
Yeah.
I know.
to
It's just
I
like,
need
Yeah.
to- I need to
remember
put my
an
dog
hour
to
ago
bed.
we're gonna stop? Oh, how's your dog, Charles? Sorry, I started another conversation.
She is really good. She's like sleeping right here right now.
Aw.
She takes my robe, like anything I use as a blanket, she likes, and then she cuddles with it.
I love
Yeah, she's a cutie. Like I can't put her in her cage unless I like cuddle with her,
that.
put her to bed. She actually will
Aw.
bark in the middle of the night, and then I have to
Oh,
come
no.
down.
Mhm.
She's super cute.
I love that.
Yeah, that sounds adorable.
No,
Love
she's
being woken up.
she's only like one bark, but she's a sweetheart.
Mhm.
She is cute.
She's a
She's very
sweetheart.
cute. I'm not gonna lie. All right. We are glad to hear but the puppies are good. Thank you, everybody, for watching
Thanks for
3 hours of
hosting.
this. I can't remember if I monetized this. I hope I did, but I can't remember. So
Can't you set that
It's fine.
after? I think you can set it after.
that
Yeah, you can
sounds
do later.
that sounds like another thing to do. So
It's either that or
chances
you
are it
don't
won't
get paid.
happen. Yeah, it's usually the don't get paid because then I don't have to do anything. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about me. Okay, thank you everybody for hanging out. It was super duper fun. Appreciate it. Bye.